Right. Social media capture. Oh, I can see a few people in. Yep, looks like there's a few people in, so evening all. Lee Ashby here, Motocross and Speedway Memories. Hello, Frank, how's it going? Yes, Mr. Stead. Just been speaking to him about getting him on. Hi, Matt, how's it going? Oh, it's just someone else said something then. Yes, Barry, how's it going? Not sure who that is, but hiya. Just to you guys that are coming through on Facebook page or Facebook group, or any Facebook on there, to get your profile up like Matt there, you basically have to click the link on the post before you come into the video, and then it should give your permission to use your profile. Basically, it's just a privacy thing, hence it comes up with just Facebook user, so I can't see who I'm talking to. Pete Young is watching. How you doing, Pete? Evening, Rich. Hello, Callum, how's it going? Right then, so yeah, you guys that are out there, we've got my Motocross and Speedway Memories Reunion 3 in April the 29th and 30th. Got Andy Graham, 1982 British champion Andy Graham's coming down for the third reunion on the trot. You'll always see some Speedway faces down there. We've had Ronnie Corrie and Barney Kennett have come and watched, and we've had racing before. Last time we had Chris Louis and Robbie Kessler we've had, and Paul Lee. So yeah, Andy's definitely riding Reunion 3 as well. We've also got Bradley Wilson-Dean, the New Zealand Speedway champion, who it's basically been averaged out of a ride for this year in British Speedway as well. So I'm going to do an interview with him soon. I did speak to him for a couple of hours the other day on the phone, so that'd be interesting to get him on. He's going to be racing as well down at White Way, and did get a couple of really nice videos done to promote our event, which was really cool. So I'll just let you check these out for a second.
Yeah, hi everyone. Just wanted to catch up. Lee Ashby, obviously, with his big weekend on the 29th and 30th of April at White Way, Barton, a Speedway and motocross festival over the weekend. I'm sure it's going to be an awful lot of fun. And if the weather behaves, of course, it'll be extra special. Lots of racing, lots of people to catch up with. I'm sure the social scene will be red hot as well. So please get yourself down there. Lee Ashby's put a huge amount of effort into this, so he'll be delighted to see a good turnout. And I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun and catching up with a lot of old friends. So 29th and the 30th of April down at White Way, Barton. Enjoy yourselves.
It was a bit of a bummer as well because Calv was going to come down. He does race a little bit of motocross on the Evo and Super Evo bikes. But unfortunately, it clashed with his Speedway commitments on that weekend, so it was a bit of a bummer because he was looking to come down. So hopefully I'll get him to the next reunion. It'd be cool. It was another really cool one that I was absolutely buzzing with, as you can imagine. I had lots of motocross ones, but I've had these couple of Speedway ones I woke up to the other day. It was really cool. Check this out.
Hi everyone, just a little message from Lee Ashby. He's got his third Speedway and motocross reunion on 29th and 30th of April. He says it's going to be really good, so try and be there.
Oh, so good. So cool. So cool. Very cool. Never thought I'd hear Hans Nielsen say Lee Ashby. Absolutely mental. I did meet Hans personally at the Oxford opening last year. And I did a really long live interview with him for 3 hours. You should check it out on my YouTube. It was absolutely amazing. But I didn't even think he would remember me from that or anything. And when he said hi Lee, when I seen him at Oxford, I nearly died. Rang the wife up and said, "Oh my God, Hans Nielsen knew who I was." She was like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Oh dear, dear." Yeah, it was lost on her. But hello, well worth bunking off school again. Get steady on, tell a few jokes. Yes. Steady was like, "Oh, I don't want to come on. Not like the legends you've had on." I said, "That's ridiculous." I said, everyone loves all the British Speedway riders as well on these interviews. How are you looking forward to the Doug? Hi, Andrew. How's it going, buddy? Hope you're good. Hope the leads can stay up this year for you. Not sure who that is, but hello. Hi, Tony. Hi, Doug. So looking forward to this. Not sure who that is. Hi, Matthew. How's it going? Paul Wyer, how's it going, buddy? Clashes for the AMCA Championship. Yeah, I know it does. I was not great. I wouldn't have chose to have done that, buddy, either. So a bit of a bummer. Because last year we had quite a few AMCA riders come as well, and I put the date out before the AMCA come out with the championship dates, unfortunately. Hi, Tony. How's it going, buddy? Still been having a little gander through those programs you give me when we met up at Dawlish a few weeks back. So thanks for that, Tony. Legend. Looking forward to this league. Live near me, growing up in Ingersoll, Chesterfield local area. Oh, nice. How's it going, Darren? Hello. How's it going? Right, we've got quite a few on already, nearly getting towards 100 already. Wow. Everyone's looking forward to this with Doug then. I had a little test with Doug the other day as well, and that went well. He did message me late last night and said that I think he's on an iPad or some sort of iPad thing, and apparently that went a little bit tits up last night, so he was panicking on that day today, but luckily he just basically had to reboot it, restart it, and it was all good. So hello, Peter. How's it going? Fireblade Pete, yes, mate. How's it going, bud? Hope you're good. Right then, shall we try and get the man in? I've got a little video to start as well before we bring him in, but I'm just going to message the man now. Right. Won't be a second. Just going to message him with a link. I'm just going to double check the group because I think there might be a few more members trying to get in there. There you go. Sandra and Kevin. Sorted them out. Right, let's get that link over to our man. Right, let me find. Where's Doug? Where's Doug? Where's Doug? Where's Doug? There he is. He's just sent me a few photos. I've got them, Doug. Don't worry, I've got them lined up, bud. Got all the pictures lined up. So I'm just sending Doug now the StreamYard link. So hopefully you'll get that in a second and click on. I'll keep an eye on my phone for a second, and hopefully Doug gets that. He's just sent me some photos back that I've already sent him. So how's it going then? Everyone's looking forward to it. Dave Jameson, how's it going, mate? Looking forward to this one. He's still good around sunny Scunny. Yeah, when I was talking to him, I couldn't believe that he's now 75 and still spinning some laps as well. Fair play to him. How cool is that? I'm flipping 46 and sat here with a big motocross body belt. I'm just trying to keep him back in one place, and he's still riding around the Speedway. It's 75, unbelievable. What about Halifax Dukes top star Eric Bucock? He'd be a great guy to have on. I'm open to anyone. I haven't got a contact for any of the Bucocks, so if anyone wants to hook me up with that, while I'm on here, I might as well mention a couple. I've spoke to loads of guys. I've been speaking to Nicky Pedersen, trying to get him on. It's just been confirmed for Peterborough and new team manager for Denmark. So I've been speaking to Nicky Pedersen, been chasing him for a couple of years. He's said he's going to come on all that time. Just spoke to Niels Christian Everson the other day. I've been speaking to Barry Briggs on email. He's going to sort me out an interview as well. So that'd be great to sort Barry. He's still riding an enduro bike out on some trails, and he sent me a picture on email. That was really cool. I've been speaking to loads of Speedway guys. Just spoke to Nigel Flatman as well. He rode at Ipswich, you would have remembered. Oh, Eric's at Sheffield every week, is he? Yeah, it'd be great to get Eric on, wouldn't it? Tomo in, yeah. Any of the that'd be awesome as well. I've got no contact for that. Another one, I need a contact for Dave Jessup. If anyone's got a contact with Dave Jessup, that'd be good. Hello, George. How's it going? Hello, my friend. Not sure who that is, but hello. So any of you guys like that, they're on Facebook, you can just come out of the video, click on the link in the post, and then it just basically gives you a profile permission. It's like a privacy thing, so you can see your name like Pete here. Hello, Pete. He's hoping that Paul Ibbotson is that. Ah, Carl, how's it going? We're gonna have to do one with Carl as well. Hope you're good, Carl. Carl's the man with all the Speedway stuff on Facebook. Love seeing all his pictures. Does a great job of all that. Hope you're good, bud. Evening, Lee. Regards, Dave Waddy. That's a good way of still knowing who it is. I've also got his phone number, and I've messaged him a few times, but never had a reply back. I might have to try and get that another way. I could speak to Bruce Pennell, maybe try and sort that out, or maybe Dennis Segalos could get hold of him for me. I'm going to do one with Dennis Segalos on his own as well. He did do one with a Christmas special a couple of years ago on Boxing Evening, I think that was, with John Davis and Neil Middleditch and the Cobra, Mr. Luxton. That was pretty cool, but I'd like to do one with Dennis Segalos on his own. But yeah, I'd love to do one with him. I think he won the league with Reading, didn't he, in 1980? Was my uncle Martin Ashby's last year racing as well. So I know they were together in 1980 when they something to do with when they all won that money with I don't know if it was a bet that someone put on. Just trying to remember who that was. I'm sure you could tell me. Yes, that would be cool. Alan Moggeridge would be good, yeah. Watched him later in his career as well at Swindon in the what was it, Premier League at the time, I think, the one below the top league. When we had like Paul Fry, Charlie Jeter, Moggeridge, it was really good. A few seasons that was when we dropped down actually. I'd love to get him on, yeah. If anyone's got a contact for him, you can message me. Anyone that's got contacts for some of these riders you've mentioned, I have spoke to hundreds, but a lot of those few that you've just mentioned, I haven't got. Where is my man anyway? Did you get in touch with Betsy? No, I didn't. That was one of my mum's idols as well, Terry Betts. She had like, you know, all those rosettes and badges like I got on my dad. She had them all of him. Good to listen to the flyer. Why, yes, mate. I've got a couple of things with that on and some cool things to show. I haven't done one with Phil Collins. I literally messaged him earlier as well because I see that he was on Facebook earlier. He's been somewhere to some bike do thing that I just saw. He did say he will do one, so hopefully I can get Phil Collins on. Also, I did speak to Peter Collins on a landline about a year ago, and he said that he had that book coming out. That's obviously we all know's out now, and he did tell me that he would do a live interview with me after the book come out. So I need to get the balls to get the balls to ring Peter back up. That was a bit nerve-wracking. Hello. And it was his wife answered, and he goes, "Just go and get him. He's down the garden." I'm like sweating out. Oh shit. Right, where's my man? Hopefully, click on that, Doug. Hopefully he's going to get it. I've just messaged him now. I can see he's online, Doug, on Facebook, and we tried it the other day, so hopefully he's not going to have any issues. It was all good. His internet was good. Could hear him good. Yes. Yeah, maybe they would. That wouldn't be a bad one, would it? Maybe. No, I'd like to do that on their own. I have done a few with two. The Bruce, if any of you guys haven't seen that, you should check that one out. Bruce Pennell and Eric Gunderson I did together. Obviously, I've done them separately. So funny with Eric Gunderson because when I did hands and it went on for 3 hours, it was mental. Eric goes, "There's no way I'm coming on for 3 hours." And I was like, "No worries, I don't care if you come on for an hour or anything, I'd be amazing." And he come on 3 hours later. It was mental. He's probably gone to the pub, Steve said. I hope not. He's live on Facebook, so hopefully not. Get Richard Halsayan or Eric Stenland. Yes, I have spoke to Richard Halsayan because seen him at Swindon quite a bit in the late 80s, early 90s, I think it was, when he was, I remember him being team partner with Roscoe and they had the same colour leathers on, white leathers. I have spoke to him as well, and he said he will do one, so it's just a matter of, I've been off these for about 5 months. So I've literally just started back Monday. So if anyone wants to catch up with the Jano Pedersen one I did on Monday night, it's really cool. Check out my YouTube channel, Motocross and Spear Memories. You can, I think, hopefully, see something's happening at the bottom of my screen. Hopefully that's Doug. I can't see his face yet. I think that was. Right, yeah. Okay. I'm not sure who that is, but thanks for that. Yeah, I remember it was something to do with the manager at the time. And just forgotten his name at the moment. He used to do the presenting at Swindon as well on the microphone. I'm just trying to think of his name. Gone blank on that. Oh, I can see him. Can you hear me, Doug, down there? Can you hear me, Doug? You won't. We can't hear you at the moment until I bring you in the screen. So I'll get you in the screen in a second. Right, let's get this promo video going. I've been talking to all the people that have been waiting for you to come on. So here we go then, people. Let's get this going. Here we go. That brought a few memories back to everyone, didn't it? Right, let's bring the man in then. Hopefully he can. Doug.
Hi, how you doing?
Beautiful. How's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks. Really good.
So the reboot went all good. The reboot went good.
Yeah, I had to call my friend this morning. He's a bit of a wizard on computers and stuff, and he said, "I want rebooting." So he told me how to do it. Pretty simple. I'm not one of these modern tech people. I'm nuts and bolts man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you, mate. No problem at all. It's awesome to get you on. I'm glad it all works, and we're all good. We're all good. There's quite a lot of people in here already. Looking forward to this. They all are.
Aye, apparently. Well, that's 20 good years, and I've got plenty to talk about, really.
Yeah, I see all the former riders are in here as well, so it's all good. Should be a good evening. Thanks very much for doing this, buddy. I appreciate your time.
Oh, it's not a problem.
It's always great to get you legends on, mate. Right then, I've got loads of pictures that we can go through during this, and obviously loads of questions. Some of the.
Hello, it's on now. Lee Ashby.
Who the hell is that? Who's that guy?
Right, I've got to go. It's one of the lads I'm teaching how to ride.
Oh, is it? And he wants to know when it's on.
He's not sure how to get on it. He said he would, but anyway. Not to worry.
Hopefully he's listening. Anyway, hopefully he's listening. You can get on it, Facebook and
right.
YouTube. There he goes. Gary just come on. Look. Gary O'Hare's just come on. Hello, Dougie. See you soon, mate.
Hi, good old Gary. Yeah, I see him regular. He still rides good.
Yeah,
he's a good lad.
I've seen him. He's got some cool upright bikes as well still and all that, isn't he?
Yeah, the Westlake days, he does a fantastic. I've never ridden in one, but I declined, but I've been offered plenty of times. But I don't want to race anybody anymore.
No. We talked about that, just on your own is good.
Well, the thing is, I raced for 20 years. I've had the knocks and bangs and broken bones and stuff. But I ride on my own, and if I fall off, which I haven't done, but if I did, nobody's going to run over me at 60 mile an hour, and I won't knock anybody off, and nobody will knock me off. So I ride with my pupils when they're learning because they're all right. But the people that want to get you, try and pull one over you because I'm 75.
Is that Doug Wyer out there? Can I try and beat you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not having none of that. So I've been with my nephew Paul Wyer. Who does wire art?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of Paul. He's my nephew. I've ridden with him. He's steady. He knows not to knock his own cloth. So, but
there he is.
Yeah, that's Paul. Oh, that's a Scunthorpe.
And here we go. Yeah. Look, I'm pretty sure I hooked this up because I spotted this earlier. There we go.
Yeah, he drew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of his early ones. Yeah. He's a good artist. He's a good drawer. He's going to be down at Paradise Wildlife Park very soon. He's got a stall there for his, to sell his wares along with other people.
Yeah, because I know. Well, you can check out Paul Wyer. I think he's got a thing on Facebook as well that you can.
He has. Yeah, he has. He's a good drawer. Yeah, he's really good. He's just done a fantastic one of Hans Nielsen.
Yeah, has he? He's got quite a few on there. I know quite a lot on there, hasn't he? He's got.
Oh yeah, he's very good. Just with pencil.
Yeah, I've also got to give a shout out as well to Steve as well. Steve
That's
Irving.
Steve Irving. I've got a lovely picture of Steve as well on my wall.
Yeah, there it is. Look, it's you the 1976. What ones have you got? Is that the same one or?
No, that's not the one. I've got that one, but he's done me one with Ivan and Ollie when there were three of us in line for the last corner, and Ollie's bike were packing up at Wembley, and Ivan died inside him, and I went outside him, and Ollie's bike were conking. That's the one before World Final, Intercontinental Final, I believe. Yeah.
He's given me a couple. Look, I got Bruce.
Aye, no, he's good. He's a good draw, and I've got one from Mossy Art.
Oh, yeah.
He does some nice stuff, like caricature stuff.
I've got Eric Gunderson behind me somewhere.
Yeah, that particular picture there, I can't read the guy's name, but a friend of mine gave it to me. But his signature's there, but I can't read it. So,
yeah, they're very nice, aren't they? They're very, very nice.
Yeah, they are.
Very cool. So, yeah, you can check out those two guys.
I might be able to show them you. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Nudies.
Yeah.
That looks like the picture I got on in the background tonight, doesn't it? That one with the cartoony one.
Very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, very similar. Let's have a look. It's like, there we go.
Yeah, that's the one. And I can't read his name. Is it Mick somebody?
It does.
Mick 77 or 74 or something.
Yes. Because I got one of those of my dad as well. When he was he did a season at
all right. Yeah.
Milton, David Ashby. Yeah, I got one of him with a cartoony one like that.
All right. Yeah. Oh, very good.
Let's get into the questions then. It's got Sandra Elliott's just put, hello, Dougie, looking good. See you soon, Max and Sandra.
Yeah, Sandra, it's her husband who I'm teaching, one of them. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Got another proper legend has just come in there, Mr. Cribb. Hello, Dougie.
Hi, Bruce, good luck. He's a good lad. I've known Bruce a long time.
Yeah.
We went to Any Crow's Wall of Death, you know, and we had a go on it between us, me and him and Julian Parr. Yeah. And of course, Bruce went ice, but he slipped off. He just ripped his bum. I said, I'm not going to Ferryway, rip backside, so I just rode around bottom. But it was Henry's last show before he sold it. Aye, that's what it was. I'll put this back in.
Just turn that around a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not used to being on camera. I'm used to being all over the place on a track. So, yeah.
Right, let's get into some questions.
I can't get myself in the middle somehow. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's that way. So can you go a bit further that way?
Can do. Yeah. Or I can come this way. Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I can move the chair.
Oh,
yeah.
Here we go. Got a family member. Trisha.
Yeah. Trisha. That's Paul's wife.
She riding as well.
She's got a lay down one, yeah. With a 140 engine in it, yeah. They've really got the Doug Wyer family. Yeah. Oh, Jeffrey Thomas, and he's a good friend of mine. Yeah, he's from down south. He came up in. He had a couple of days with us the other week. He comes up and we have a game of snooker or something, and go for a meal, and then they go back.
Do you prefer the 2-valvers or the 4-valvers during your career?
I like the 2-valvers. They were great. I mean, I had a long 5 Jap in a Erskine Star Ride frame. I couldn't ride that blooming thing with a Rudge clutch. And so I upgraded myself to a short 4B, you know, Jap in a Road Tracks frame. They're a little bit better, but not for me, because I were beating kids when we all had them. Then when they bought 2-valve Jawas, they were beating me again, you know, and I thought I was better than them anyway. So I had to get one. So I just asked Frank Berry in 1969 if he'd get me one for 1970. And he said, well, they're £350, you know. I said, well, I'm working 12-hour days, 12-hour nights. I will have the money. And anyway, he phoned me in March, end of March. He said, your bike's here. I was 40 quid short. So I didn't want to tell him I couldn't afford it. And I didn't want to ask him if I could loan the money, you know, give him the money later. So anyway, my dad lent me 40 quid so I could buy it. And I just became a different person, really. So easy to ride. But I like the 4 valves as well. I'm not a laydown fan. I've ridden a few.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not a lover of them. They're just before my, you know, after my time, aren't they? But anyway, I do ride. I've ridden a few. Yeah, I ride anything. My dad used to say, "You'll ride a rocking horse."
Yeah, you would.
So Lee Lancaster, she lives with the guy who was just rung to ask me how to get on it. So
Oh, right. Okay.
looks
Hopefully
like
she'll
we
have.
sorted him out. Tell him
You
it's a
sort.
fella. Aye. So I'll be going to Scunthorpe with him this weekend. He's doing an amateur school on Saturday, and he's in a what they call it meeting, an amateur meeting on a Sunday. So he's hoping for big things. Aren't we all?
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
She just asked a question as well. What's your favourite tour memory?
Oh well, I've been on dozens of tours. I don't know. Probably the most enjoyable one when I went to Australia, and then me and PC and our wives went to America and rode there in Costa Mesa and San Bernardino and all them places. Yeah, that were a good trip. They're all good trips, you know. I did so many. I mean, I've had good trips to Russia, and I've had good trips to Poland, and good trips to Italy, and everywhere. It's what you make it. You know, if you're going riding, it's a good trip.
Yeah,
that's how I used to look at it.
We got someone here on YouTube. The Bill, their name is on there. Can Doug still remember that awesome race with Les Collins around Boston in the World Cup?
Boston one. Yeah, that was a World Championship qualifying round when I rode for Edinburgh, and we were neck and neck. We were past each other on every corner. It was his turn, my turn, his turn, my turn. And when it come round to the last corner, it was my turn. So I got 15 and he got 14. But it was a great race. Our Paul always says that's one of the best he's ever seen. We were very, very close all the way. And we did pass each other 5 or 6 times easy, you know, nearly every corner. Yeah, I can remember that race. I'll never forget it.
Feels like the people are still remembering that one, so that was a good one.
Yeah.
Not sure who this is. There's no name on this one. They've not registered on the privacy thing, but it just says, Doug, how good was the British final Sundays at a packed Brandon?
Yeah, well, I loved Coventry. You know, it was a great place. Yeah, I loved most of the tracks. I think in all my time, I think the Bristol one's probably the worst I ever rode. If you can remember the Bristol one.
Bristol was a bit rough, wasn't it?
It was rough. It was a little bit rough, yeah. And I mean, I rode there, scored a few points, but I didn't particularly like it. You've got to like tracks. You can't not like anyone, really, because if you get that into the back of your head that you don't like it, it's a downer, you know. You can't afford to be down.
This looks a bit of a crazy one. I'm not sure what that's from.
Yeah, that's the Commonwealth final at White City. When I was lying in second place, I was trying to round up Dave Jessup because he was a demon on starts.
Yes.
And there was some dust coming up, and I hit a big pothole, and I went down, and Peter laid his bike down, but still run into me. And there's a series of them going up topsy-turvy. And I broke my wrist, my scaphoid, and lacerated all my fingers because they ended up going in my back chain and sprocket. So doctor wouldn't let me ride anymore. I think I got 5 points from 2 rides, and I think the last man through scored about 6 or 7. So very unlucky not to get to another world final, but that's the way it worked out. But Peter tried his best to save me, but actually we were flying it right, and long straights, you know, down there. There were long straights, and you're going really quick, and I slipped off just entering the corner, and he laid it down, but he, you know, and his bike just crushed me. So
just got Jed here. Jed's just put, hi Doug. You've had a great career in Speedway. Did you like Ipswich?
When I first went down, it was a bit Mickey Mouse, you know, but as I got better and better, yeah, I mean, you've got to like them. I mean, you've got some that are really good favourites, you know. But yeah, I mean, when we beat them at Knockout Cup in 1974, nobody thought we'd beat them. but we beat them at home. So then we knew when they come to Sheffield on Thursday, they had no chance, and we just did them. So yeah, you've got to like them. In fact, I once somebody put on Facebook that I rode it to Ipswich one night and had 4 engine failures and come last in my last ride. And I thought, I can't remember that. And I've got this book here with every race I've ever had in England.
You got the whole lot of it.
On my career. And I found it, and it was engine failure, engine failure, engine failure, engine failure, rode and come last. Yeah. And I've read this book a few times. Well, looked at it plenty. But I must have put that in my back box because I didn't want to remember it. But it's in my book. This book was done by a nice kid from, I'll tell you his name, Jim McIntyre from Edinburgh, an Edinburgh supporter. But he's passed away now, poor lad. But it's a proper book. And it's got every race from 1968 to 88 when I stopped.
Wow.
And all the averages and the points. You know, there's quite a few maximums in there. I haven't counted them because I don't, but there's quite a few in.
That's a good thing. Nice. It's a good thing if there's too many to count, Doug.
There's a lot. I've tried to count them and lost count really because I try not to count the bonus points one, but they count as well. If you get 11 paid 12, it's a maximum.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, paid maximum. Yeah.
So I might have another go, and I might publish it.
You might need a calculator.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Mark's just evening, gents. I'm riding tomorrow. He's riding.
All right.
I did have where was that question at? I've just looked on my video because I can't see this name either, but I just realised it's my mum.
Right. Yeah.
And she's put, where is his legendary sideburns?
Well, they're on photographs, aren't they? You know. Our big friends with Chris Pusey, and he had the big ones, and I grew mine big as well. And yeah, we had some good times with Chris Pusey. He's a great bloke. Well, they're all great blokes we've ridden with, but he was just a character, you know. So he had the big side chops, and I grew some. I shaved them off slightly for my wedding when I got married. But yeah, it's been so many memories, you know.
I know. They were just as iconic as your riding, I think, by the sounds of.
Yeah.
I think this is. I had an idea of this was, but I thought I'd better double check. I thought this was Mr. Simpson. Chris Simpson here. I know he does t-shirts. He's put a very popular gentleman. Never sold so many t-shirts as when I released the Doug Wyer one. Must be loads of people wearing them at Sheffield.
You know, I was going to put that on tonight, and I thought, well, I want to look a bit more, you know, not t-shirty, but I nearly put it on, to be honest.
Oh, you should have got it on.
Yeah, well, you won't be able to see it because I'm too low, but yeah, thanks. They were great. They're great shirt. 2 or 3 different colours you can buy. A lot of my friends bought them. You know, the biker mates I've got, all the boys that I used to go camping with when I used to go down to Baldora and all that stuff. You know, on my bike and checkers about going to Checo and all them places. I'm watching. You know, all over Europe. I went riding when I'd retired. You know.
You might have to show. You might have to show us that t-shirt.
I'm still a big biker. Yeah.
When you told me you're still riding, it's like, and then what was that? I've got them pictures to put up as well. The ones you said that are so many years apart for the 2 pictures.
Well, if you could make them bigger, you'd see because some of them you can on Messenger, you can make them bigger, but the 2 that are from the back and 2 from the front. My mate said, "How can you do that 40 odd years apart?" I said, "Well, I taught myself, and I only know one way how to do it. I didn't copy anybody. I just did what I thought, you know, and it's simple, really."
I think I've got was that the front ones?
That's one. Yeah, well, the top one's at Scunthorpe. Yeah. The bottom one's I think about 875 at Sheffield.
Yeah.
And they just look the same.
Yes, the legs is absolutely bang in the same position.
I know. And the same with them from behind. Actually, them from behind.
Yes.
That's a 10. And Andy Garner, who took the pictures, not that one, the next one,
That one.
I had a 5 on there, but he made it a 10 just to make the picture look same.
Right, to match it up because it was
They're different leathers, but they're still Wigfalls ones. Them's the one I'm wearing now. Yeah, they're the ones. And if you look at the feet, they're very similar. Nothing's changed.
Look,
nothing's changed.
it's literally it's dead same. Unbelievable.
My mate who I'm teaching, he says, I can't believe you do that all them years apart. I says, well, I only know one way how to do it. You know, self-taught.
Spot on. Spot on. Talking about, we mentioned leathers and stuff. Just have a question there. I had that on my questions as well. Andy Cambridge here. He put, "Hi Doug, were the tassels your idea, or were you badgered into them?"
Oh, well, it weren't my idea because them leathers I had on, not the white ones, the previous ones, I think. I met a guy called, his company was called Rubber and Allied Products, and he wanted to sponsor me. And so he bought me a set of leathers. We went to Reg Crosses in Louth and had them made to measure. And then when I got to that World Final, he says, we're going to have some new leathers, you know. I says, why is that? Well, World Final. I said, well, I might not get there. I will. So anyway, he said, I can see him in my head, he says, all white, tassels on the arms, blue waist, stars and bits and bobs. I said, oh, Harry, don't do that, mate. They'll bloody laugh at me. You know, I said, I don't want that. No, they'll not laugh. They'll not be laughing. No. Anyway, I went to Reg Crosses and I got these leathers. And I said to him, I want you to make them tight like Rod Stewart's bum, you know, because there were no stretch in them days, no stretch parts. So by the time you'd done a bit of that, you know, you got a baggy backside, and I didn't want a baggy backside. I was, you know, a bit of a star. So I had to go back and tuck in anyway. So he went back and he took the backside in. So every time I had a set of leathers, I'm there from Reg Cross as well, like Rod Stewart's bum, really tight. So I used to have to sit and watch telly for about a month in them, you know, before I did.
Too tight at the start.
And once they stretched that bit, they never altered, you see. And they're Wigfalls. They're different. They're a Sheffield company that sponsored me. They did televisions that you could put tool bob in and get it to work, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Penny in the slot. they give me some leathers and some money, but they won't give me a telly. I don't know why that were. Probably not tax deductible.
Yeah. Did you when you raced, Doug? When you raced, did you always like feel them on your arms flapping? Did you actually feel that when you were?
No, you don't feel them now. No. I had plenty of sets of them with tassels on. In fact, I met a kid at Scunthorpe last year, and he said, "Have you seen these leathers?" And I says, "Yeah." When I sold them, I says, "You cut tassels off, didn't you?" I said, "Ah." I said, "You shouldn't have done that, really." Well, he said, "I did." I said, "You still got them?" He said, "No, I broke my leg," and they took me to Halifax Hospital or somewhere. He said, and they cut them off me. So I said, "Oh, that's a shame." So a lot of my leathers, I don't know where they've gone. Yeah, that's Frank Very telling me what to do with a bloke. Yeah. You're a good bloke. That's what his son-in-law. He helped me a lot. He did. Yeah. He was a promoter at Sheffield, Frank Very, an old rider. Didn't stand any nonsense. I think he was showing me how to clench my fist, but I knew that anyway. Yeah.
I don't know who that is. Let me just see if I can see who that is before I quote it. They just put, what was it, Doug? Doug, just keep turning left.
Aye, exactly. That's all you do.
Who's wrote that?
Turn it flat and fight it. Turn left.
John Usher.
Yeah, he's a good engine tuner. He helped me quite a bit at Sheffield. Yeah, John, he's very good at engines. Car engines as well. Racing car engines. He does all that stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Aye. He obviously can't log on, can he? He hasn't done. I could never log on anyway, and I tried.
No, I know. There's quite a few of them, but it's a nightmare. It's just basically a privacy thing. It's just like you need to give it privacy, you know.
I didn't quite help him to join Cradley when I stayed with Bruce, and me and Peter Collins and both wives stayed with him. He wanted to come to England to ride, so I rang Sheffield and told them how good a rider he were, and I think he was going to be very good. would they have him? And John Dew says, "Oh, I don't think we can be interested in out like that." I think he wanted a bit of a run around van and a place to live or something, you know. Yeah. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think Peter rang Bellevue as well, and they turned him down. And so I'm not sure who were on that tour with us who did ring Cradley, but they said they'd have him. And I went to see John Dews just before he died, you know, and he says, "Do you know my biggest regret in Speedway?" I says, "No." I says, "I don't know. I never got to a world final." No, not signing Bruce Penhall when you told me to. I says, "Well, I went to," he says, "You knew he were a good rider. You told me how good he were and how good you thought he would be." I said, "I know I did." But I said, "It could have not turned out that way." But I said, "He's Mr. Cradley Heath, you know, he's one of them, isn't he? You know." And they did, you know, Dan McCormack tipped up, you know, looked after him. And of course, he got him on goal top two, and there's Eddie Bull, you know, blokes that know what they're doing. And he got a works contract from Westlake and stuff. And God looked at him, he's a smashing bloke. Lovely bloke. I had 3 good weeks with him at his house. Yeah. I'd never met him, but Peter had met him before. But I'd never met him. You
know. I've got Darren Feltham here. He's just put legend of Chesterfield from all at CMC Motorcycles.
Aye, right, yeah. Yeah, I popped in the other week.
Yeah.
Aye. Yeah, sometimes I've bought some stuff from there. But they don't sell Kawasaki's, so I don't know. I think they do. They don't sell Suzuki's now. I'm not sure. So my last couple of bikes have been Suzuki's, but I've had all Japanese stuff anyway in my time.
I got this is Jed Rolfe said, "How did you get on with Terry Betts, Doug?"
Oh, all right, Betsy. Yeah, he's a good lad. I didn't see much of him. He was behind me. No, you're a good rider. Yeah, Betsy were a good rider. He could ride fast. And if you speak to him, he'll say, if I weren't going quick enough, I'd just give it more throttle. And I think that's a good idea. Yeah, no, Betsy's a good lad.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get
a lot of him. I didn't see a lot of him because Kings Lynn, you know, it's just you see him once or twice, or might see him more times a year, like, but you meet him home and away, and then you might meet him individual meeting or a test match or something, you know. But yeah, nice bloke.
Yeah, I'd like to get an interview with him as well. He used to be. Mum used to love Terry Betts, apparently. I think she had a few rosettes and a few badges, maybe.
No, or a good rider, Terry.
Yeah. I've got. I'm going to say that's a Polish guy. I think Polish friend that's just come on. Who was your biggest opponent you liked to compete against? Cheers, Doug Wyer. And did you ride on Edinburgh Monarchs track in your career?
Oh yeah, I rode for Edinburgh Inter, my last club.
Yeah.
I used to like to beat all the big ones. I used to like to beat Ivan and Ollie and Brigo and anybody that were any good. Peter Collins, that were great when I beat him. You know, I've had a maximum of 2 at Bellevue, and I've had plenty at Sheffield. And you know, I've had a meeting at with Ollie at Sheffield, and I beat him 4 times out of 4. Really? Out of my 5 rides, I met him 4 times. Yeah, and I think I won at first to beat him after he won 1 at World Finals. I don't know I think it might have been Wembley. I don't know when that were, but we had a meeting. I think we met him on the Wednesday. They were meeting at Reading on the Monday when he blew the bike up that he won his world title on. And I said, "Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?" He said, "Well, it only made to do 5 rides and run off 6 rides. You know, that's all he was, you know, tuned to L." And on the Wednesday night, they brought him in a great big white American car, wore a big, you know, and he won, did him straight away.
Beautiful.
So they didn't like it, but you know, I was a trapper, and when my bikes were fast, I was fast. Yeah.
How did you get into Speedway then, Doug? What was the sort of first?
I thought you might ask me that. Well, when I was a young kid, 5 or 6 year old, I really wanted a motorbike. I was a motorbike mad, and in our village, there were a park just a few 200 or 300 yards from our house, and all bikers used to sit there, you know, and we were having a smoke and that, you know. There were no crash helmets and stuff like that. And I saw you used to go and look at them and wanted one. So after that, when I was about 10, one of my mates, he took me and his lad down to Sheffield Speedway, and I'd never been before. Yeah. And it was dark, and all the shiny lights were up and the chrome frames. And I know the bloke in red helmet won most at races. But I didn't know about heat leaders and second strings. I didn't have a program. I could hardly read and write. So I never forgot that. I never forgot that Speedway, and I so wanted to have a go at the time. And I thought, but I wanted to do Isle of Man. You see, I wanted to be a road racer. So I focused on road bikes and riding as fast as I could, racing everybody that wanted to go. That's what I did when we were younger. And then Paul Wyer's mum met my cousin Derek, so that's why it's Derek Enid Wyer. And so we went with them as a foursome because my wife is Paul's mother's sister. So they're sisters. Yeah. So we went as a foursome. And I kept saying after about, it might have been 66, 67, you know, something like that. And I said, I'll get a bit fed up of watching these. I think I could do it myself. I think I could be better than them. And eventually, when I kept telling them, Derek says, well, why don't you get a bike and have a go? So I said, I might do. So I came home Friday night, Sheffield Star, big paper, used to have loads of cars and bikes for sale. And I saw Speedy bike for sale, £50. So I went down the road and I put my 4 pennies in and pressed button A. That you don't know about that to get, you know, we didn't have a telephone. And I asked this guy, he got a Speedy bike. He says, yeah. So I got his address and I went and had a look at it. And he fired it up. And he said, what are you going to do with it? I said, well, I'm going to take it on some waste ground where I live and rev it flat out and drop clutch. No. I says, hey, that's what they do. And that's what I'm going to do. And I've got no leather, I've got nothing. But that's what I did. And it turned out it was Ray Glover who was selling the bike. And he was an old Sheffield track spare that he bought. So Carl Glover's dad, yeah, he sold me the first bike. Yeah, a small world, isn't it?
Really, yeah. So did you take to it straight away then? Did you literally just?
Yeah, well, what I did, I went to Frank Berry and I said to him, I've got a Speedway bike now. So I says, can I come to training school? He says, have you got all the gear? I says, well, I've got a crash helmet and some goggles because I had a road bike and I've got boots. I said, I've got a leather jacket. Oh, you can't come like that. I says, well, no. He says, you've got to have full leathers on. So, not me duck off. I've got no money. So I went down to our village and there's a little bike shop, a bloke called Terry Walker. And he used to do grass tracking. And I said to him, have you got any old leathers, Terry? He says, I've got a pair here, 2-piece. So, all right, how much of them? He says, 10 bob, 50p. So I says, well, I'll have them. Anyway, they were too big for me, but I put trousers on, put the coat on and put a big belt around me to hold it all in because it did have fell off me. So I went to work. I was an engineer. I used to work at Centre Lathe. And in my dinner time, I got a piece of 8 stainless steel and I drew around my boot and spent all the dinner time sawing it out. Then I took it to a welder, a kid called Fred Eastwood. And I used to go to school with his son anyway. And I said, can you put me like an 1/2-inch lip all the way around that? And a little hook at back to put a strap in and a piece of it toe. He said, I'll make it. So he did it for me. Well, I was walking about, clonking away, ever so heavy. And the sparks were going 50 yards behind me after the stainless steel when I got dragging my foot. Yeah. And that's how I started anyway. Yeah.
Wow.
And they did a little thing about me at work, in Works magazine, this up and coming budding Speedway rider. And and in 1971 they sacked me for having time off. So yeah, well, he loaned me out to Berwick. He'd already loaned Reg Wilson out to Workington. And I said, I want to be loaned out, And I don't know whether he couldn't get me in somewhere, but it took ages. So eventually he says, I've got you a team, it's Berwick. I said, where's that? Anyway, I know it's 210 miles each way from my house. So I got a crappy old car. So I went up there and I just got this new bike in 1970. So my bike was still fresh. And I still owed my dad 40 quid. And so I went up to Berwick. And I did, I think, 7 races for him, 7 meetings. And I was top of averages at the end of the job anyway, average-wise. And then I went back the following year, 71. And yeah, I had a great, I think I wrote some points down. I think I scored 360 odd points in 1971. But in I think when I went to Middlesbrough in April, my dad collapsed and died with a heart attack. So that weren't very good. That knocked me duck off. He was only 47. So then I felt, well, I was really bad for a while. But you have to get over it, like. And then what happened then? Frank Berry said to me, "Do you want to come on Southern Tour?" So I said, "What does that entail?" Well, he says, we go down on Sunday to Middleditch's place, and we stop there. We do Exeter Monday. Well, I think we did. We on Martin Road Saturday. We did Saturday at Swindon, and when we went down there, stopped at Middleditch's, did his bike. Monday went to Exeter, did his bike at Middleditch's. Then we did Poole, and then we come home. And when I got back to Sheffield, he dropped me because the ride rule wouldn't go on tour. He'd got a part-time job. He was a fireman. so I got sacked. So anyway, that was that. And then, because I got no money, got no dad. My mum were in pieces. She couldn't work. So I thought, I'm going to have to get stuck in. So that's just what I did, really. Got stuck in and tried to earn as much as I could. And then, you know, on that Southern Tour, when I went back to work, I took the week off because, you know, I didn't go Friday. It was pointless. Manager come to see me. He says, "Come in office." So he says, "I know you're doing this Speedway lark." He says, "But you can't keep having." He says, "Well, last week, who do you think worked your lathe when you didn't come?" I says, "Nobody." "Correct," he said. And he said, this company is like a big chain, and in this big chain, you're a little link. When that link is broken, the company don't work. So he says, "You're going to have to pack it up." I says, "I'm not packing it up." Well, he says, "You'll have to leave." I says, "Well, I'll write my notice out then." So I wrote my notice out. "Dear sir," I could do that. "I herewith," oh, I'm not sure about that one. I wrote it all out. And he said, "You're a good worker. You're a good lad. When you finish with all that crap, come back, you have your job." And, you know, I said, "Right, you won't see me again." And I never went back.
Wow.
You know, never went back. And I rode as hard as I could to earn as much as I could, because that's all I knew. And I got no money. When the season was finished, I hadn't got a job. And so I said to my mate, who was a lorry driver, I says, "Can you get me a job?" He said, "Oh, can I drive a lorry?" I said, "I think so. Never driven one, but I will do." So he says, "I'll take you to see our gaffer, just tell him you've done a bit." So he says, "Can I drive on you?" I said, "I've done a bit." "All right, start Monday morning." And that were it.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was driving a big Ford and a tipper. Yeah. I don't know if you needed a license in them days, but I didn't have one. So I did that through winter. And eventually I was a class 1 lorry driver when I finished racing. You know, I got my class 1 license in 81, and I drove nights regular from 89 right through till I retired in 2012. Yeah. Nights regular. Never went to Speedway.
Yeah.
To start work at 6 at night. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So I never saw our Paul ride, my nephew, you know. So that was a shame for him, but I mean, well, what can you do? I had to make a living. So, but I like trucking. It was great. Yeah, 44 tonners. That's what I did every night.
I see quite a few of the riders have done some.
Yeah, well, there is. Well, it's a cushy job, isn't it? It's not hard.
That's why Roscoe likes it. Then I see Alan Russell does it in between his.
Aye, he does it. Aye. Oh no, there's a few riders, drivers that have been Speedway riders. Yeah. Yeah, it's not hard. Yeah, bit of a live wire.
That's a good headline. I like that.
Yeah, I tried my very best anyway. That's all I could do. Yeah, that's after the British final at Coventry. And yeah, first, second, and third.
Like the shorts. Is that shorts? I'm not sure if it's shorts.
Simo's got his leathers on, hasn't he? I've had a shower. I've only got my towel wrapped around me. The skinny ribs, them too, aren't they? I had a bit more flesh on me, you know. Yeah, that's another British final when I come third again. Yeah. You know, our joint second and not, but yours comes third, don't you? That's me and Mr. Wilson. Yeah.
Nice picture, that, isn't it?
He were a good servant for Sheffield Reg.
Yeah.
I think he did about 18 years there.
Oh, yeah.
Even when he went on loan, I think he still rode for him when he could, when he went to Birmingham.
Did you guys like, was it always nice to get on the front of the magazines and things like that? It was always
No, not really. I mean, people just come and take your picture. They don't pay you for it, and they stick them where they want, don't they? I mean, if you get on front at Speedway Star, it's a bonus. If yeah, I think that's a meeting at Sheffield that Peter won. Something like that, I think so. Yeah, some legends on there. Nigel in particular, George Hunter, Jimmy Mike, young Chris and Mr. Pusey, my mate. Yeah.
Well, Chris Morton looked like John Davis then for a little bit. I was like, is that...
Yeah. Yeah, there's somebody missing in that team, isn't there? I can't remember who it is. There's only 6 or 7 of us. Yeah, that's when I went to Halifax, and them's the leathers I'm riding in now, and helmet and everything. I've kept everything.
Using that as well?
Yeah, I use that helmet as well.
Oh, that's
only because it's to make it look like an old photo. Yeah. I mean, I've got a full face helmet, and I've got some photos riding full face helmet. Yeah, I know that's about 74, that one, I think. Oh, that's an homemade mask, that, because I was Dougie Nodo even back then. I couldn't afford a mask, so I made that.
Did you? I was looking at it thinking, that doesn't look like Martin's mask. It doesn't look like my Uncle Martin's mask. And I was thinking...
No, I made it myself.
Oh, right, that makes sense.
Because I ran up. And that clip on top, that was to put my tear off in. I used to have one on elastic and then one in that clip. So I'd have 3 pieces to pull off if I needed to. Yeah. Because we rode it wet, you know. Not like they do now.
I know. I said that to my wife.
We're not having it.
Yeah, I showed her that picture actually, and I said to her, they just rode any weathers and conditions then as well. And
yeah.
They didn't have all these like, modern goggles with tear-offs and roll-offs. And...
No, no, we didn't mess about like that. I mean, them 2-valve Jawas, they were just fantastic when they come out. And I had a long track one as well, which were a bonus. I didn't know about long tracks till it was too late, really, long track engines, but they were much better. But all the kids who did long track, they always had them anyway. Ollie and Ivan, and yeah. That's my first signature I ever did, and that's Pete Kelly's bike. Because, funnily enough, I went to Doncaster because training school were rained off one day, and so a gang of lads said, "Oh, we're going to Doncaster. There's a new track." So I went with them, and Bill Bridges opened the gate and let us all in, and took us names and gave us all a ride. So eventually, I got into the team there. But it's riding against Berwick, and that's Peter Kelly's bike, and I ended up riding with Peter Kelly at Berwick. So, funnily enough, yeah.
Someone's just asked.
In 1969, that I didn't do it on my bike because my bike was that rough. That makes it look like it's a mint bike, that compared to the one I had. The one I had was just behind that little girl. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had someone ask me about that. He's put, I'm just going to try and find out who the name is. He's put
on the bike.
One of Berwick's greats. Be good to see you back up Berwick sometime, Doug. So I'm just going to try and find out who that is.
Yeah, I went up, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago when Sheffield were in second division. I went up with Paul Bates and some at family. Yeah, I went up. They always make you welcome. Berwick were great. When I first went up there, I went that early. I got there too early and I was tired. And somebody took me in and gave me a bed and put electric blanket on. I thought, crap, I never had an electric blanket in my life. Yeah, there's some nice, I stayed with a nice family up there. I did. Yeah, they're good.
That was Marty Clyde who said that.
Who was that?
Marty Clyde. That was who.
All right.
Berwick. Barney, how's it going, Barney? There he is.
Barney, yeah.
He's the man.
He's a good lad. He's having a good time in Australia.
Yeah, I see that. He's getting the pictures in.
I wish I were there with him because I've loved Australia every time I went. You know, I've been about 12 or 13 times or something like that. Great place. Yeah, I like it a lot. I stay with Craig Pendlebury because he's an old teamer. He used to stay with me in England in between his girlfriends and marriages and all that stuff. So he spent a lot of time with me. Yeah, good lad.
I had this question. I had this question written down as well, but Philip's got it as well. He's put, who was the best to team ride with at your clubs? Doug, who was your favourite to team ride?
I can honestly say I weren't much of a team rider. Me, I tried to win every race. I think if I won every race, then with 3-all, we're not going to go behind, and we're not going to go in front. And I used to tell him it's up to you to pick a point up or 2 points. Because Jim Henry told me that. I said, you're bloody. He says, I can't wait for you. He says, because you can't keep up with me, and others will be passing you, and they'll be passing me. I understood that, and I took that into my memory, and I said that to other people. You know, and people say, oh, yours won't be one, or yours won't best gate. I says, look, when you're best rider, you can have best gate. I said, it's no good me giving you best gate, and you can't make it, and I can't make it off a bad gate or whatever. I said, so just take your time, and when you get to the top, you'll have your pick. No, they never get to the top, they never get a pick. But I mean, I used to go down. I went to Exeter, and I'd eat 2, and then I'd never been to Exeter, and then so I come last. So they drop you out to your next ride, eat 8, which is easiest ride, and Jim Henry took it. So he comes back with 14 points, and I'll come back with none. And it, from Sheffield down to them place, Exeter and stuff, and coming back with none, and only 2 start monies, can't do it. So that's how it were. No sympathy.
Exactly.
No.
Greg Ears loved your stint at Halifax, Doug. Thanks for the memories.
Yeah, well, I used to love Halifax. I didn't do my best when I got there because I don't know why. I had bike trouble, and I didn't want to be chucking all my money away at bloody motorbikes and stuff. So I just plodded on with what I had, tried to make them as good as I could. But when I was riding for Sheffield with all proper stuff, I mean, I used to get a lot of points there. I did like Halifax, I liked it a lot. Yeah. You can see that engine is a Wesley with a magneto on it if you look closely. The one I'm riding on in blue. It's got a belt-driven magneto on front. Because their magic boxes were always packing up on me.
How did you get on with Kenny?
Oh, good, really good. Yeah. Yeah, I had no problems. Yeah, he was a good lad. A tragic end. But now I got on right well with him. I think we were talking there, and then somebody said, look this way, and neither of us are smiling because we were engrossed in talking. Don't bloody do that while we're talking. But he's not smiling, I'm not smiling. Yeah, I've got that. That's a great picture, really. He was a good lad. Absolutely good lad. He could ride as well, I'll tell you that. Very good.
I think this is at Swindon, Doug.
It could be.
I think that's Bastable, maybe?
It could be, yeah. Steve Bastable, yeah, could be. Yeah.
I did see the local Swindon Evening Advertiser paper logo on the fence there. That's why I know.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Did you like Swindon, Doug? I always ask everyone that.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I did.
Did you?
I don't know if your Uncle Martin ever tell you the story that when we had a little fallout, did he?
No, I didn't know.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, we got on really well, but I played a little prank on him, really. I think it was Gate 1. He were on Gate 1, I were on Gate 2. And we shot forward, and we were side by side, and I thought, he's going to run me wide here, and I can't get across. So with my left arm, I elbowed his right hand and shut his throttle off. And I got in front, and I beat him. And after the race, boy says, if you ever try to do that again, I'll put you 10 rows back in grandstand. And I said, oh, it's only a bloody game. Anyway, So, and then I didn't forget that. And then he come to Sheffield later on. And I sort of let him get in front, and I overtook him. And I was going to, get close to him, but actually my back wheel hit his front wheel and knocked him off. So I got excluded. I said, "Are you all right, Martin?" "No, I'm not all right." I said, "Well, don't threaten to put me 10 rows back in grandstand then, because I can do that myself if I want to." I didn't knock him up on purpose. I tried to just get in front and, you know, as close as I could. But anyway, you can't see your back wheel, can you? But anyway, we were all right after that, I think.
Yeah.
Is he all right, or Martin? He's a good lad?
No, I don't think he's been that well.
All right,
Last,
no.
I haven't seen him for a while, but
Somebody
yeah.
told me that being right well, but I've not, you know. Yeah, I hope he plods on.
Yeah. But Barney's just said, yeah, he's having a brilliant time, like I do with you boys up north.
Aye, yeah. Yeah, we're missing him. Well, we have these pub crawls now, you know, but Manchester people and Sheffield riders, and of course there's mechanics go along, and there's people who are interested go along, you know. And in summertime, it's really good. And Barney's been on a couple. Yeah, he's up for anything, Barney. He's a good proper lad.
Had
Yeah.
Darren Wilson on, Bradley Wilson's dad. He's just put "Nice to see you, Doug." I can see his name on my
All right. Aye. Yeah.
Wilson in New Zealand.
Mm.
Did you ride over there as well, New Zealand? I know you said you went to Australia. Did
Yeah,
you?
I went twice to New Zealand with them British Lions tours. Yeah, we went twice. Yeah, we're Auckland and other one as well. What they call the place? Two places anyway. Anyway, yeah, we went twice and we enjoyed it. They used to provide us with a car. I think the promoter he gave us an Ilman Minx. I think it was like about a £25 job, and he says, "Oh, look after that car. It's a $1,500 car, you know." I says, "Well, it's scrapyard in England." Yeah. Yeah, I went twice. Lovely place. Yeah.
I got Steve here said it's a fascinating story, Doug. I started my working life as a centre lathe turner and ended up on the lorries. Steve, a ready man.
Right. Yeah. Well, it was just, you know, when you've done 20 years of Speedway and you haven't really got a trade anymore, well, driving's all I did. I mean, the miles I've done is unbelievable in my cars and stuff while I were, you know, we'd think nothing of like getting in car, going to Germany for a Sunday afternoon meeting and come back, you know, I mean, stuff like that. And when you're riding as much as we did, you know, you could ride 12 nights out of 14 if you know, you get invited all over the place. And yeah, it's tiring, but driving, you know, it's second nature to me. You know. I've wrecked a few cars in my time, I must tell you. But that's
did you race them as well, Doug? Did you?
No, I didn't race them. I had a brand new Mercedes, and I crashed that in Austria. I've been to an ice racing meeting. Come back on a bus. T-Mill Tours, I think. I'm not sure. And we got locked up in prison for overnight because we got nowhere to stay. It was chucking it down with snow, and you know, I slid onto the wrong side of the road, and the car coming the other way just didn't swerve, and he just hit us head on. So it was my fault. But anyway, yeah, I've written a few cars off. I'm not proud of it, but it's just happened. I've always wanted to race everybody, you know. I'm a bit of a racer.
That was Stephen Galbraith. I got Dave Waddy just said, when did you change from the 2-valve Jawa to a Wesley?
85. No, but I think it might have been 86. When I went to, I think it was Voyans, flying back, and I was talking to Ivan, and he said, "I've got a lovely engine for you if you want to buy it." And he said, "It's very fast. It'll be ideal for Australia." So I said, "What is it?" He says, "Well, it's a 2-valve Jawa with a 4-valve conversion, an ERM. You'll have heard of them." So he said, "If you want it, I'm riding at Sheffield Thursday, bring it." But he said, "But I won't give it till meeting's over," because he didn't want me to use it. So I took a bike down with no engine and stuff ready. And he gave it me at half time, and my mates built it up while I went second half. And I rode it after the meeting. And by gum, tell you what, that was some engine. So I said I'd have it. He says, "Well, if you're going to take it to Australia, come to my house on Monday morning. he said, and me and Gordon Stubbs will show you how to strip it, bring engine back, show you how to strip it, how to rebuild it. And he said, I will make you a parts list that you must take to Australia because all the internals are Cosworth. You not get them in Australia. So he did that. And halfway through the strip down, he went to a gym. And when he come back, me and Gordon Stubbs was just building it up. But what a fantastic engine. I broke track record in Claremont on it straight away. The biggest track in Australia. Yeah. And that were a great one. There was one little problem with it. The timing chain broke once, and in the bottom where that little cog is, what 5 keyways to get your timing right. This had just like, I think it was 12 teeth or something like that, little cog, and it broke one off. And I met a guy, I knew a guy called Larry Simons. I hope he's watching. He's a top engineer in Sydney, and he made me a new cog. And I said to him, you know the importance of that one keyway because it can't be altered. I said, I've already worked that out. Anyway, he gave it back and I built it up, and it was to a degree. It was dead same. So after that, I used to have every meeting. I took the chain off, put a new one on, and wound it round till it come back, and then I didn't have to strip it. You know, I put a new chain on for every race, every meeting, because I did about 5 meetings, then it snapped. But anyway, fantastic engine. It came back when doing a dock strike. So the boat come to England about May, something like that. And then they couldn't unload it. So it went to Germany, it went somewhere else. Then it come back. I think I got it back about end of August or something like that. And I put it in a bike just to try it in Ken McKinley's testimonial. And for me, it was flat, it was rubbish, it wanted to do. But I got 2 brand new Wesleys, you see, so they were the latest thing, 75. I got mine in 76. And Dave Nourish did them for me, and it's a great tuner. So I sold it, and then it's got sold again, and I think in England it ended up Lou Sansom had it, and he took it back to Australia, and he's as a bloke in Perth got it now. Neil Webb, I know Webb ever so well. He used to stay with his dad, and he's got it. And he's also got one that he bought off Bernie Person, because Bernie Person left one there as well. I think he's a cog-driven one, the newer one, and mine's a chain-driven one. But he's got them both, and yeah, they look lovely on a stand. He's not going to run them, I don't think. He used to ride a little bit, so I know where that is, and it's one of the bikes because it says on the ERM made for Ivan Major. Should never have sold that. Really. But anyway, but I mean, Ivan were great like that. I'll tell you a little story. He beat me twice at Sheffield one night, and I was right on his back wheel every time. And I said to him, after a meeting, can I have a go on your bike and you have a go on mine? He says, yeah, why? I said, well, I just want to try him because I thought I want to pass him on his own bike. You know what I mean? Because I was convinced it was a bit quicker than mine. Anyway, we went out, got takes down, off we went. And 4 laps, I'm right up his pipe, and he beat me again by the same margin. And I says, what do you think to my bike? He says, great. What do you think about mine? I said, oh, it's pretty good. He said, have you learnt out there? And I says, yeah, you're better at it than me. The story.
Yeah.
Because he beat me by the same amount on my bike as he beat me on his own bike. And I was right up his pipe, and I couldn't get past him. And I felt sure I'd get past him. I beat him at Sheffield, but I couldn't beat him that night. I mean, not even with swap bikes.
like that.
Right, it's a true story. Yeah, so you're better at it than me, aren't you? Yeah, no, I told Ivan, he's a good lad. Yeah, very good.
Andrew Greenwood here has put 1977 White City away, 15 max left. Gordon Kennett for dead. Would have had lots more maximums, but seem to remember you seem to have a lot of ignition problems.
I did have a lot of ignition trouble. Well, that day I was made up with flu, and I didn't ride second half. I was really poorly. But Dave Nourish had just got me that engine, and by gum, what a cracker! And it's a big track, White City. Yeah, I know. I know Gordon was there, but I left everybody that night. But I didn't ride it second half because I was really poorly. But I had to ride meeting, and that were a great engine he did for me. That sometimes you don't get a great engine. You just It's bad. but you're always striving for more. But yeah, that particular night, that bike was flying. Yeah.
This is interesting. This is my friend Clyde Hartwell. He's races motocross and raced with me.
Right.
He races again now. He just put, "Hi guys, nearly time again, Lee, for the reunion. I enjoy watching Speedway, and I think it's exciting how you guys can control the bikes like you do. I'm truly into motocross, and I go for the jumps, the ruts, the berms, and even the rough sections. I see Speedway as a start and going round and round. How does a Speedway rider see it, and what's your main challenge?"
Well, the three riders are your main challenge, to be honest.
Yes.
Well, once you can ride, I mean, every track has its little idiosyncrasies. Some prefer outside, some tracks and some lightings. There's some tracks that, like people like me living at Sheffield, Ipswich. You won't get invited to a meeting there. You only go once a year because it's a Thursday night, same as us. And Exeter, you probably won't get an open meeting at Exeter because you won't bring anybody with you. So, they have local people. So some, like Wimbledon, we went once a year to Wimbledon because they were on a Thursday. And I've had a maximum at Wimbledon. But, there's just a technique. I mean, Wimbledon, start line and tapes aren't in the same place. You know that, don't you? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, no.
The start, well, because it's so small, the start is back near third bend, but the finish line's 25 yards further on to make the length up. Yeah, because he told me straight away, don't shut off when you get to start gate because that's not the end. Yeah, but people, you might have watched that for years and not know, but that's true fact. Yeah, you start on the back start, and then you finished, and you still do a flag anyway. So, but I mean, you could wave a flag, and you'd think you shut off at taste, but you don't. No, you didn't. So that's just things that you have to find out.
Lots of different. Gary Stead's on that. Great to see Gary. Hopefully, going to get him on soon. Great times for me watching you boys. Made me want to. Obviously, he wants him, and obviously did. He wanted to ride as well, and the days of racing for me.
Yeah, he's a good lad, Gary. I see quite a bit of him. Yeah. He's very friend of our Paul and Tricia. He stays there quite a bit when he's got time. Yeah, he's a good lad. You've got the feel for him, old lad, but we do as much as we can for him,
There's Paul.
Yeah. Well, when I retired, I sold my last GM to our Paul, cheap price for him, and he crashed it and busted all mud guards and stuff. But yeah, still got it, and he is going to renovate it and do it up, but not ride it, I think. But he's got my last new GM, and I'm sure framing that'll be all right. But he's, he had his own bikes, and because he went to laydowns and stuff, and he said he's going to rebuild it, and it'll look nice again. But I haven't got a bike at all. That was my last bike, so that was it for me. Finished.
John's just put, John Crook here just put, what track would you say was the worst that you've ridden, Doug?
Well, I think I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, you did, yeah. Is that there?
Well, sometimes Newport were rough. But I think that Bristol one, I went to that first Bristol meeting, that wanted a bit of looking at, that did. I think I only went there probably twice, I'm not sure. But yeah, well, you just have to get on with it because it's the same for everybody. It's not bad for you and good for them. If it's bad for everybody. And sometimes the harder you ride it, the easier it becomes. It's just mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. You've got to give it some welly.
Nick there just says good to see you on.
Nick in Birmingham. There, Mick. How are we doing?
I've also got Raymond Gardner has just said he's on from Raymond in Vermont.
Right.
Nice. I said a hello from there.
Yeah, well, that's nice. Hello, Raymond. I'm not sure who we are really, but I don't know if he's an English guy that's moved over or what.
That's Paul Everts. And he just put great season I had with Doug at Birmingham. Great chap.
Yeah. I enjoyed my year at Birmingham. Unfortunately, they wouldn't let me go back the following year, so I had to move on. But yeah, we had some good times. I like that Wheels place. It was a good place. Good track.
Stephen Galbraith just put, you only have to ask JD about Bristol.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've heard him mention it before. Don't get him swearing again.
Fun on that the interview, I remember.
Yeah.
Got Jeffrey Tomlinson's put, Doug, tell us about your ice race.
Yeah, well, I think I sent you a picture when that bike was in the pond, didn't I?
Yes, I think I might have loaded it. I hope I have now. You've said.
Well, me and Eric Bulcock, we got picked to go to Russia to ride in a world semi-final. So that day, that's Bowie there side in front of me. He wouldn't give me a pull out and he wouldn't get the bike out. Well, Andy Ross had a farm or a field and he flooded it and he made a pond. And when it froze over, everybody were ice skating on it and stuff. So he said, come down, we've got a bike for you. And it was Richard Greer's ice bike, because Richard Greer used to ride ice with Joe Hughes. And so I went down and we pushed it up that field. And eventually, I'd got the handlebars in my hand when I fired up. So they shouted, take it out on ice so it doesn't bend spikes. So I drove it out and I got there and plop, it went in. And it were cold, I'll tell you. So we eventually got it out. And Richard Greer had to take it home and strip it down and rebuild it, because next day he was going to Holland, I think, to ride. Yeah. So I went with Eric Bulcock to Russia for 3 weeks, and I think you've seen that cutting where I got to. Well, I get 20 points, didn't I, on my first 2 days? I come 6th in a meeting anyway, and that's the first time I'd sat on one. Apart from that, I think. Yeah, 6th in Moscow. So that was my first meeting, and I've never seen an action shot of me on ice. I've tried loads of times to get one. I've rode in 2 world semi-finals. I've rode all over in Europe where they have it. Assen, Eindhoven, and I did a big meeting in Italy. I used to travel with Joe Hughes because he had the bike and I didn't have a bike. Dougie Nodo. So when I rode against him, he had to borrow a bike off one of the Swedes because he knew them all. So I rode Joe's bike and used to beat him on it.
Quite a few saying to me about Dougie Nodo. I was like, what's that about? Brilliant.
So that's us in Ufa. It were -40 there, cold, and I'm all packed up with some cardboard underneath my leathers and stuff, because that ice doesn't half hurt when it hits you. So anyway, we met some top lads there, and obviously we didn't qualify for that, so I never got to world final. And the following year, I rode in a world semi-final in Grenoble and crashed and broke my ankle on second day. So 3 weeks before season. Sorry?
What made you get into that then, Doug?
Because I ain't got a job. I got no money.
Oh, so you just went literally to...
Don't forget, I'd been sacked in 71. It was only 72. And
you just went out there. Yeah.
I got no money. And my mum didn't know. She knew I was going to Russia, but she thought I was just having a go at Speedway. She didn't know about the spike. Didn't tell her. No. And I said to Eric Bulcock, how much you taking? He says, a tenner. I said to my mum, she says, what are you taking? I says, 10 quid. But that's no good for 3 weeks. I said, well, that's what Eric's taking. And he said, we're going to earn money, not spend it. That's what he said. So we didn't change any money, but they looked after us really well. We stayed in Red Square in Moscow Hotel or whatever they call it, big fancy place. They took us everywhere. Moscow State Circus, free. Ice ballet, free. Ski school, free. You have spare time. And they looked after us really well. We had 3 brand new bikes. One we never took out at crate. interpreter lived with us for 3 weeks because we had to tell him what we wanted, and he had to tell the mechanic what we wanted and tell him. So he lived with us most of the time. He nipped off to see his wife once or twice, which he'd have got shot for if he'd have known. But so yeah, and we had 2.5 days on that train going down to Ulfa. So the boss man, I said to him, you know, when we go home, yeah, I went, can we aeroplane? He went, oh, no problem. So they booked us on a flight because we were only 2.5 days on a blooming train. You used to get your bed down, play chess all day, have a drink and eat, put it back up at night. I said, no, well, aeroplane, ice, no problem. So I had a brand new passport because I'd never been abroad. First place I went was Moscow.
Yeah.
And I do believe when I come back, I haven't even got a stamp in my book, you know, in my passport. I don't know how they work that. And they paid us in Russian rubles for the meetings that we did, but the international meeting, they had to pay us in Swiss francs because you can't, if you don't change pounds to rubles, you can't change it back the other way. So what we did, I bought a clutch from some riders. I bought a new clutch, new cylinder head, a new barrel, and bits and bats, you know, and then brought them home in my bag like that. So we got the Swiss francs for the world semi-final, but we just spent it all and give it away, you know. I don't even know what a ruble were worth, but they were very good to us, you know. They took us everywhere, and they used to have a middle lane for diplomatic cars, and we used to drive in that all the time. Never stopped. Yeah. Oh, they were proper. Yeah, 1972. I'll never forget that.
That was a proper experience then.
Oh, best place I'd ever been. I'd never been out of our village, really. I went to Moscow, yeah.
Andy's just, that was incredible, wasn't it? Andy's just put, what was it like riding in front of a massive crowd at, it was in Poland, wasn't it, in 76, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Well, it was a huge crowd, wasn't it, you know. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but, you know, I dropped a big clanger, really, or we did between us. My first ride, my bike was sort of slowing down, and Dave Nourish come and he did some ignition time. He put some new points on, and then I won 2 races, and I beat Crumpy, and he got on at Rostrum. But after that, my second win, they come and took my bike away, you know, to check the fuel, and I'm busy watching what's happening and watching what they were doing to track and what gates were working, what weren't. And then before I knew where I were, my mate says, "Hey, you're out in the next race, you know. Wind that bike up." And I should have said, "Go and fetch that bike back," because they didn't bring it back.
Did they?
No, they didn't bring it. So we warmed my spare bike up and I come third. And then I rode it again and come third. And we went round the corner. It was stood there on its footrest. It had been there all the time. And my first bike, we were flying. So that were, you know, just inexperience. Because I found out off Eric Bulcock. He said, well, they come to take Peter's bike. He said, you take fuel out while it's here. He says, you're not having bike, we're working on it. And I should have done that myself, but I didn't. I never gave it a thought. Because I've had my fuel checked at Wembley and other places, and they just take it and bring it back. But they just left it where it were, and I couldn't see it around the corner. So for my last 2 rides, I didn't have my best bike. So I'm never gutted. I've had nightmares about that, actually. For about 30 years. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I beat Crumpy comfortable, and he come third. He ran at Rostrum. I don't know who took other points off him. Peter, I suppose, and probably Ivan. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Well, that's Crumpy behind me there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bike was flying, but
that's interesting.
Why we didn't fetch it back, I don't know. We were just overtaken by the moment, not clear thinking. So,
Sam Nicolaisen.
Hi, Sam. He's a good little lad, isn't he? Yeah. Hi, Sam.
Doug, you're a legend, he said.
Yeah. Well, I've tried my best. That's all you can do.
Hope you're good, Sam. We'll have to get Sam on one day as well. That'd be good.
Hi. I see he's starting to Sheffield quite a bit, Sam on Linko. He's at Sheffield quite a lot. Yeah.
Sam, Larry's just put here, who was Doug's engine tuner? you ever?
Oh, I've had a few. I can't name them all. I've had loads. I mean, the World Final ones, I said Dave Norris did them. John Usher did me some quick engines at Sheffield. A kid called Keith Stevenson used to do them. He made frames as well, and he made mud guards and stuff when, in early days when I were really dug in Odo. He used to help me out a lot. Yeah, there's been a few people that have got my engines, but yeah, that's the ERM. That's in Sydney. You can see I cut my legs off my trousers because they were too hot.
That's all you did.
They were denim jeans into denim shorts. Yeah, that's the ERM. So banana seat. You see the banana seat in the middle?
Yeah.
Bent in. They were straight, more or less. And I said to Nigel Bulcock, these blooming banana seats? I said, look, take them two middle bolts out, get a piece of 4x2, put it in the middle and smack it with a big hammer. And then drill some new holes and put it in, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
Because you have to slide from front to back.
Yeah. Like it's almost like a ski jump.
He says, get a piece of 4x2 on there and get a good smack with a great big lump hammer and get it bowed in. Yeah, and that's what I did. Yeah, that's me and Reg Wilson. We were in Germany there. We cleaned them up. You can see that. I think the other trophy, I'm trying to think who won that. Not sure. But anyway, that's my mate's car, my mechanic's car, that white Cortina. I had a red one, same, but yeah, so we cleaned up that day. I think that's the day when my mate took the bikes in his car to Germany, and we booked a flight to Frankfurt, me and Reg Wilson. He come to pick me up about 3 in the morning, and it was foggy as anyway. We got down there, parked up, and then he's always wanting a cup of tea. Have another cup of tea. So I said to him, I think we should be going, Yeah, we should have another quick cup of tea. So anyway, I said, I'm going to see you. So I went to a desk. I says, this flight to Frankfurt, 6:30. When's it going? She says, it's going out runway now. So I've not heard you call. We've been calling. So anyway, that had gone. So she booked us on another flight to Frankfurt. But there's two airports. We're going to other airport. So yeah. Anyway, we eventually got there. But the guy who come to pick us up, obviously went to other airport, and then he found out where we were, and he come and grabbed us. And he got a big BMW. I think we were doing about 150 mile an hour for a lot of way on Autobahn. And we got there, and everybody's laid on grass at the side of the bikes, having a sip of wine and stuff. It was one of them jobs, just waiting for us. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I think Reg got a 15, I got 14, and whatever. We got everything. I think Billy Sanders got the trophy. I think.
Wow.
Yeah. So then we flew. Well, I think we come back in car. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's ice racing.
Yeah.
And that's Richard Gray, Joe Hughes, me, and that kid outside of me. Forget his name now. He were an Aussie. I don't know why an Aussie bought an ice bike, but he did.
Yeah, I know.
We weren't long at selling it. He sold it to a German guy while we were there.
Did he? Nice one.
Yeah, good times. Super Simo. Yeah, I mean, look who's behind us. Peter Collins and John Louis. You won't put money on that, would you?
Yeah.
But they were 4th and 5th. But it's good enough, isn't it, to get through. Yeah, great days. Yeah, that's me on my ARM and Crumpy. I'm not sure what track it is, but I mean, he just got them streety things, and they were all right. But I think that ARM had its edge on it. They were very powerful. Yeah, no, that's an earlier one. Probably about 73, that. I only went in black leathers once because I'd wore them all year. Only had one pair. But when I got there at 95 degrees, I stunk like an hyena. Yeah.
Like that was it.
Yeah, because I wore them a lot. I mean, I only had them black leathers. I bought them in 1969. £19, 19 and 6 from Lewis Leathers. And yeah,
Can
so that's
the
me
old
and
the dirt on the track there.
yeah, that's me and John Louis. Yeah.
Wouldn't have it like that now, would they?
No, I'm not sure where that's at, but it's in England against somebody, whoever. I'm not sure at track. Yeah, that's the picture. And we were just behind Ollie, and his bike started to splutter, so Ivan dived on inside and I had to go outside. And yeah, Ollie didn't get through that year. He didn't make it. So yeah, another set of Wick Falls leathers. I'm not even sure where that is. Yeah, I know where that is. That's in Australia with them wooden boards. I think that might be Eka Exhibition Ground. Yeah.
Is that a good track?
Yeah. I had a maximum there. Eka, I've had one at Showground, and yeah, I used to like them big tracks. Yeah, that's a good team. Michael Lee had a really fast bike that year, till it blew up. So
Hope to get to speak to all them. I did do an interview with Alan Graham, bless him, before.
I know, Alan. What a shame. He's a great
Yeah.
lad. A good lad. Yeah. Stevie B and
It's supposed to be
Collins.
doing Phil Collins, yeah. So hopefully Gordon will do as well. That'd be good.
Yeah. Nigel all puffed up and ready.
Yeah.
Aye. I'm not sure where that is, to be honest. I don't think it's Sheffield or not. Aye.
Very good England teams back then.
Yeah, they were. They were. Yeah. Plenty of pictures going sideways.
Nice ones.
Just looking what's happening. You have to keep and see what. Oh, that's it. Tossing up there. That means John Titman.
Yeah, John Titman.
Australia. Yeah.
I love these. Did you see these, Doug? They're pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I've got one or not.
Yeah, I've got my dad. I've even got my dad's one here. I got done as well.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. The old Ashby leathers on.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, they're good, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, that's my testimonial. So
That go well? Was that good?
Sorry?
That go well? Was that good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Ivan won it. I think I come second and Nans Nielsen were third, I think that was score.
Is that this one? I've seen. No, is that one?
Yeah.
Here we go.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. That were a portable telly, and Ivan, he rode that hard as if he'd never had a telly, but he wanted it. Yeah.
I love that.
He did. I says to him, "Have you never had a telly before?" He said, "Why?" I said, "I wanted that one bad."
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's the Northern Riders, and I've got a plaster cast on my right hand. If you see that, I got a broken wrist.
Right, was that from that crash you said about earlier?
White City, yeah. Carlo Biaggi, I went to see Carlo, and he were going to pin my scaphoid, but it was a little tit on end that had broke off, and he said, "I can't screw with that; it's not big enough." So he said, "Bring some handlebars next time you come, and I'll bend them. I'll mold them to. I'll make you a cast that'll be able to hold handlebar."
Yeah.
And he did, but I've got no side to side movement with me, with my wrist. So I got some steel bars and bent them like a cow's horn. It's hard to imagine, but then you just put a lock on and carry on. It's
that's twice you didn't get a telly, Doug.
I know. Yeah, I know. I've always had no dough and no luck. Well, I've had plenty of luck, to be honest. Yeah, that's when we got best pairs at Hackney. Me and Les. Yeah, for Edinburgh.
So you enjoyed riding with Les then?
Oh, he's a good lad. He's a great kid. Yeah, good rider. He still rides, doesn't he? He's teaching and stuff.
He's still doing that. I did message him once asking him about an interview, but
I think he still does a little bit when he gets a chance. I'm not sure what's happening at Buxton now, to be honest. Yeah, that was me liking about. I used to play that on one wheel wire. Yeah. Yeah. Only if there were a camera around, you know.
You got to go.
I did one trial, but I used to like liking about in my mate's field.
I was going to say, did you try any other motorcycle sports? Did you ever
No,
go anything like that?
I wanted to be a road racer on road. That was my main interest. Yeah, they were made by a guy in where's he live now? Not far from us anyway. Mansfield, I think. Peter, he's a good lad. He said, "I'm sorry, it's got a lay down engine in it." I said, "Well, it don't matter, does it? You know." I said, "It's what its latest thing." They spin around. There's something else on back as well.
Is that what Les is doing? Is it the ride and skid that Gary's just posted?
Ride and skid.
Ride and skid.
Yeah. Some more good memories. Yeah, very. Yeah. You know Murray Robinson, if you go back to that one.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he said to me at Berwick on my second year, he said, "You know you're the best rider in the team, don't you?" I said, "Well, aye." He said, "You know you're the poorest paid, don't you?" I said, "No, I didn't know." "Oh, aye." He said, "You better go and ask Mrs. Taylor for some more money. Tell her you want £1 and £1. £1 a start and £1 a point." So I was getting 10 and 6 a start and 15 bob a pound, 15 bob a point. So he said, "I'll come with you." I said, "I ain't." He said, "I'll come with you." So he knocked on the door. She said, "Come in." So he opened the door, pushed me in and shut the door behind me. So I was on my own. So I was apologising to her. So "I'm sorry to bother you, but I've been told that I'm not best rider, but I'm least paid. So is there any chance you could £1 and £1? Oh, it's done, Dougie, done, Dougie. Like, she says, "It's done." She wrote it down. I should have asked for 2 and 2.
Yeah.
And at the end of that season, I scored 360 odd points for him, I think, something like that. And she said, "Oh, you're going to come back next year, Dougie?" I said, "No, I'm not going first division." "Oh," she says, "I'll buy you a new bike." I says, "No, thank you. I'm going first division. I'm going upwards." I said, "I've got to get there." So I came back and I rode for Sheffield and had to buy a new bike. But I wanted first division experience. That's where I wanted to be. I was too old to start stopping in second division. I weren't there I was there to earn money, but I weren't there to be a second division rider, And so you live and learn. But anyway, yeah, that's at Sydney Showground. Another big fast track. Killed quite a few people. Some of the bits and bobs there, my FIM medals, some other medals and my trophies. They're on my snooker table in games room. So they're not there now, obviously, because I play snooker on it, but
Like the old game of snooker then, Doug?
Well, I used to do. When I bought that house, first thing I did was build a games room on it. And I just like snooker. And I've got a dartboard in it, and a television in it, and there's a bar in it. So it's just like another room now. But yeah, I'm not very good at it. My mate might send you a message. Oh, Mark, because he thrashed me the other week about 7-0.
Bring that back up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one in America. Yeah. I was lucky to get there, really, because I didn't go there to ride. I just went with Peter and 2 wives to have a holiday and call in Americas. We flew to Tahiti for a few days, and just to get over test matches and that. And then we flew to LA, and we booked in this hotel. And as soon as Bruce found out we're in this hotel, he rung up and said, "Oh, come on, check out. Well, Peter, we can't check out now. When it was checked in, we'll have to stop tonight. So we checked out for the next day, and he come and picked us up, and he looked after us really well in his house. Yeah, great bloke. So I had to ride Brigo's bike because I didn't have a bike there, so he lent me one to visit. It was a Brigo conversion. He made a 4-valve thing, didn't he? 4-valve head, and he got a 2-speed gearbox as well. So, and starting at Costa Mesa, it's only 180 hours round, so you don't need a first gear. So I just put it in top gear and let it go. Yeah, I think we only won one meeting out of that lot, and it weren't there. I think it were Ascot Park. I'm not sure what they called it. It was a bigger track anyway. Big park, big track.
Well, Barney's put a great interview, you two, especially Dougie. No doubt. Miss you, mate. See you soon.
Yeah, I know. I've never had any though. So I've had a little bit.
Do you have any good races with Barney?
I don't remember. I remember, I think, riding again once. I think I don't know if it was even one of his blooming brothers. I don't know. He had long hair anyway. And I don't know. It would have been, I don't know where he rode when I was. Yeah, that was made for me a benefit meeting that after I broke my leg and retired. So, yeah. Because when I broke my leg, that's what World Final. You know, I had 3 months in hospital at Middlesbrough in traction, and then I had to come out of there back home, and then I had 2 big operations on my leg, a 9-hour one and about a 5-hour one, trying to sort it out. I think that'll be Sheffield.
Right, did it?
I think it's Sheffield. Yeah, so my leg took a long time to mend, and that's why when they had them Golden Greats, I wouldn't ride in them because, you know, a lot of metal in my leg, and well, it's still all in, to be honest. We couldn't get it out in the end, stayed in that long. But it took 6 years from breaking my leg to getting discharged from hospital. Well, that's the one with a magneto on, look. Met Wesley, the magneto, belt driven. Because they're magic boxes, you know, they used to let me down no end. I don't know what I was doing wrong with them or this. You know, people would come up to you, oh, do you want to try this box? I've made this box, so I'd try it, then you'd conk out, or, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. So my mate made me that. He says, put a magneto on, it's just as good. And it were. Not a problem. Yeah, the mighty Dave Jessup, he can trap. Yeah.
That was his thing, wasn't it? He was unlucky with a few things, wasn't he?
Well, that's the race where I broke my wrist and Peter ran into me.
Oh, was it?
I think that's Peter in 3.
Yeah.
Dave Jessup. I was chasing Dave Jessup, and there was some dust and that, and I didn't see the pothole. I went down, and Peter went it back of me. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a Scunthorpe. Yeah.
Well, tassels are back.
Well, yeah, I wear them because it just looks. I mean, I'm not sure that's my bike or my mate's bike because he did them both. We want white mud guards, but I've had some blue mud guards made, like, you know, from Starline guards, the proper like I had. But yeah, I just had a picture taken before I went out for a ride. Yeah, that's 18 months ago, whatever. Yeah.
Hi, Preben. I'd like to get Preben Axon on one day. It'd be good as well. I'd like to do
an interview. Yeah. Hello, Preben. How are you doing? Yeah.
Getting all the riders
so
on tonight.
like a skid, nothing like it. That's me in some of my road leathers and my full face helmet. When I first went down with these 2 blokes I'm teaching, I used to stand in the middle and shout at them, you know, but they didn't make any notice. So next time I went, but he said, if you want to come, the little kid's not going to ride. He'll go, but he don't want to ride his bike. So he said, will you ride it? I said, I'll go around in front of you. So I went round like that, and well, I was riding behind him slow and waving him in front. And then I went in front and he went in front. I thought, oh, I'll just give it a blast here. So I got halfway around the corner and just flattened it, and it come round like that. And he said after, bah, I wish I'd got a camera on handlebars there. I've never seen out like him in my life. He said, blow me neck, going on. And so he said, you want a bike, don't you? I said, no, I don't want a bike. You do. Anyway, he made me one in the end. And I think that might be as the one he rides, I'm not sure. They're both same anyway, but no, that's my one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's his one, but it's mine. Andy Garnett, Sheffield Track photographer, come and took that. Yeah. That was the day before I was 75.
That helmet you said that you that helmet as well that you said you
Yeah, that's the same helmet. Yeah, I packed it all out with some new foam inside because it's not good. It's not good. But I mean, he wouldn't race anybody in it, but I ride in it. Just, I mean, sometimes I ride in the other one, but I just like to look how I used to look. I mean, that could be 1978, 88. It could be out, isn't it? It could be.
Oh, yeah, it literally does, doesn't it? Yeah.
You wouldn't say it was 2002.
No.
No. But I mean, that engine, it's a 1991 engine, that. It's an 897, the latest 897 Jawa they made then. Yeah. They bought it brand new, put it in. Second hand, but brand new, been in a museum somewhere. Ryder Hyde, Bert Harkins, Bob Ballantyne, Arnold Ailey, Reg Wilson, Terry Thornell, team manager. And
good team was that?
I think that's it could be 73, 74. I'm not sure. It's Bob Paulson on bike, isn't it? Yeah. Old Frank there with his Trilby on. Aye, old Bernie Person there, bless him. Yeah. Aye, there's some good lads there. Yeah. That's 81, that, when I was riding for Halifax, but they pulled me back because there must have been a rider short. So I went and rode for them that night. There were some good riders there. I mean, Sean and Kelly were unbelievable. Yeah. Peter Carr, and Neil Collins, and they all turned out good riders. Bike mad. Yeah, that's me on the Blackbird that I had many years ago. They were fastest bike in the day. I've had a few fastest bikes you could buy. Yeah. Yeah, painful end. Well, yeah, that's all it'll be, isn't it? Yeah, well, it's all good things come to an end, don't they? But I still get out on my road bike when weather's nice, and still like to pop on. Yeah.
Gary Stead just said, "Have you used my cam yet, Doug?"
Well, I'm not sure. He hadn't committed himself, but he's had my engine completely in bits this winter. I know that. I'll find out for you, because he'd got a very good camshaft, and he's kind of still lend it us. So I don't know whether my mate's put it in or not. I've only seen bike sort of twice since he built it up. But he's had it all in pieces. I know
that. Andy Coles just said legend. That's Andy Coles. Then Barney just said he's put, especially at Sheffield one night for Newport, got 10, and Dougie beat me twice. He was too fast. And send my love to Sue.
All right, that's my wife. Oh, thanks for that, Barney. Yeah, keep trying. Yeah.
Right, let's get back to. I've got a couple of. Let's get my questions out. I've been doing all the fans' questions. So, what riders did you look up to, Dougie, when you were young? Was there any riders when you first got into it? Was there any star riders that you looked up to and you got to race as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I was spectating, I didn't bother who were who really, but the riders that you meet and get to know and ride with, yeah, I mean, well, I respect everybody that has a go on one because they're not the easiest thing in the world to ride. Yeah, I didn't dislike anybody really. I mean, everybody has a different style, a different go at, do things different. I did watch Ivan a lot. I watched all the good riders. You can only try and be like him. It's just like, but I never wanted to be anybody really. I just wanted to be as good as them. That's about all I can say really. I weren't a Speedway supporter in that respect. If I went to a meeting, it wouldn't bother me if Sheffield didn't win. Well, no, when I was a spectator, I mean, it didn't make any odds to me because I still got road racing on my mind. But as it turned out, it weren't to be. And I wanted to do a TT when I was younger. But, for 50 quid, I couldn't buy a TT bike or get myself any. Probably couldn't get to Isle of Man for 50 quid in my
Yeah.
So, but for £50, I got a crack at a Speedway bike. And as it turned out, I liked it. And it's pretty simple. All you do is drop your clutch, turn left.
Have you always been interested in the technical side of the bikes? Did you obviously used to do your bikes?
Not really.
No.
Now, I could take one apart and put it back together, but I don't like reading, and I don't like, some people just love getting into them, and there'll be some riders that have done that, and still can't win a race, but I just want to be a rider, really. I mean, you've got to learn a lot about your bike. You've got to learn how to maintain your bike and how to just tickle it up here and there when it wants, a set of rings or a valve grind or some new springs. But no, I've never been that interested in tuning. I've been to a lot of tuners because I thought they'd do me a good job, and some of them did and some of them didn't. But I'm not a mechanic.
No.
I'm not daft.
Yeah, you knew you were obviously your way around it, but you didn't go on too deep.
But I didn't have enough patience for that stuff. I wanted to get stuck in. You can't get stuck in when you're reading a book and fiddling with spanners, can you?
What were your favourite tracks in the UK? I'm sure Sheffield was up there, but what were your favourite tracks?
Sheffield were great, Coventry were great, Halifax were great. I liked Exeter. I liked a lot of them, Kings Lynn. Didn't make any odds really. Swindon were good. There were loads of good tracks. But you've just got to, they're never the same 2 days running. Like Sheffield could be different one week to another. I think you get that with most tracks. But if you just like so many tracks, it's not good for you. You've got to want to ride them all. And the harder you ride them, the easier it becomes. You float over all bumps and stuff, when you're going really quick. You don't feel them. But
when are you next doing an AMSA at Scunny?
AMSA, well, I'm going there Saturday actually. I don't ride. I'm not riding there. I'm helping a mate. Yeah, this Saturday. At Scunny. Yeah.
What year did you retire then, Doug? What year was that?
1988. Yeah, with a badly broken leg. So, I went out of hospital for 6 years. Then I was driving lorries with. I had to have my leg lengthened 1.5 inches, and my foot was like that. So I had to have it straightened, and my leg was straight. It was my leg that was like not just my foot, all my leg was like. So I had to get it pulled back. So I had a 9-hour operation and a couple of big ones, as well. And that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't ride a Speedway bike now, because all that metal's still in there,
Yeah.
Going right up my leg and into my pelvis as well. And doctor said, you can't ride motorbikes now, because if ever you crash, you bend your leg in, it'll be bent forever. I said, well, I can't stop riding bikes. And I was talking about road bikes then because I'd retired from Speedway, but I said, can I stop riding bikes? I'm never going to stop riding a bike. No.
And you've been doing the Speedway again as well.
No.
Can't keep you off the bikes, Doug.
Well, I like them. You know, I've got a Hayabusa now. I've had that Hayabusa for a while, and it's a great bike. I did 200 mile an hour on one of my bikes. You know, I had it tuned up, and I did on an autobahn in Germany when there was no speed limit. Yeah, but I saw 200 on clock. Yeah, tank bag, top box, kit
Well, that was a
bag,
bit.
tent on back and everything. It was getting a bit blurred towards the end, I'll tell you. You know, because
No,
I couldn't get right to the bubble because I got a big tank bag there with stuff in it. So, my missus knows anyway, so she'll not kill me.
that's
She's
already out.
been on back to 175, I'll tell you that.
Jesus.
Yes, yeah.
Did you have any weird and wonderful superstitions that some of these riders have? Doug, did you have any weird ones?
No, not really. No, I just went and got on with the job, did what I could do, score as much as I could, come home and have a bit of supper. That's it. No, I'm not superstitious really.
No.
No. My wife's superstitious, but
Is she? Is she?
yeah, she is a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I've just had a great life. Do what you want to do when you want to do it, and hope it pays off. You know, I mean, I worked hard when I finished riding. I retired when I was 65, and I told the boss at work, I says, I'll be leaving next week. You know, he said, what for? I said, I'm 65. He said, so what? How do you mean, so what? You're only 40 and I works in office. I said, I've got people to see, places to go to, things to do. I said, and 65, I'll soon be 75, and then I'll be 85. We're still living. And now I'm 66 this year, so in August. So, you know, we've done Australia trips and been here, there, and been out. We've done all sorts of stuff, you know. So we've been trying to fill it in, but this COVID job's knocked everybody back, hasn't it? It's, and now with these price of fuel and price of gas and electric, well, I am Dougie no door. I'll never have any dough. No, I'm all right, but it's just a game. Yeah, so I'm plodding on with my life, and I want to keep doing what I'm doing, riding a little bit, and hopefully we'll be on holiday sometime this year, all being well. Whether we'll go abroad or not, again, I don't know. My wife's not great at flying. She don't really like it. So, yeah.
Did you prefer to be in part of a team, Doug, or did you like the individual racing more? Or
I like the individual ones, but it didn't make no odds to me. I just trap and go. You know, I weren't waiting for anybody. I mean, they might think you're selfish, but no, trap and go. You know, if I score 3 and they're getting on, then we're only level 3 all. It don't make no odds. We haven't gone backwards. You know, we're still level. Whereas if you mess about trying to wait for somebody who's in 3rd place, and no, I mean, I tried my hardest. That's all you can do. You know, I thought
what were the most memorable races for you that's still sticking in your mind now, Doug? Was there some races or meetings that really stuck out in your mind?
Well, you know, Northern Riders, I won that a couple of times, and you know, there's just so many meetings that I did win. I can't remember them, to be honest. I have to look in my book. They don't really stick out in my mind now. It's just, you know, I've ridden in plenty of meetings and not scored well, and you're disappointed. So you forget them, and so you forget some that you've won and all, I suppose. I've got my book to look at if I want to look at it, but I don't.
Let's have a look through that one day.
Yeah, well,
that'd be a good look through that.
It's a proper book.
Yeah.
I don't let it out of my sight, really. I mean, I can go back to any date and find what I scored, you know.
Brilliant.
And it's a great book. And it's something to look at, and I've lent it one or two people just to have a look at. And yeah. I can't believe. I think he's done one for Pete Collins, and I think Les has got one as well. Certainly Les has got one because he rode for Edinburgh longer than me.
Do you ever take it to any Speedway get-togethers or anything like that?
I've never took it to one. No.
We don't trust them lot.
Well, it'd take him long time to look through it. You know, I mean, if you look at the pages, they blooming. If you could see them.
Love it.
There's 20 years worth in there.
Yeah, that's proper. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting book, you know.
I bet that's great to look at. Was there any other teams in the British League that you nearly signed for, or you would have liked to have rode for? Was there any teams like that?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I stayed at Sheffield as long as I could, but I moved on to Halifax. I liked Halifax. I had some big scores there at Halifax when I rode for Sheffield. But as I say, not my interest was waning, but I weren't prepared to keep spending the big money that you needed to just get the engine done right. You know what I mean? I was still trying and spending money with people, but it sort of didn't work. I don't know why. So if you go to a little track, you don't need such a fast bike. I mean, I enjoyed all my tracks. Birmingham were great, you know. I mean, Doncaster, that was my biggest break when I went there. Just dropped on there at the right time just to get seen by somebody, you know. But you see, when I went to Frank Berry's training school in 1968, he said, would you like to ride for Sheffield sometimes? You're good enough. I said, aye. Oh, well, just sign this piece of paper here. And I signed a contract, you know. And I always belonged to Sheffield. Yeah. So they got me. And if you did that to 20, 30 people, if you only got two like me, gosh, you're going for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't know I'd signed a contract, but I had. So he must have seen something in me, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe he did it for everybody. Yeah. If you only get 1 out of 20, it's great, isn't it? You end up with number one for nothing.
I was going to ask Gary Stead's that's a good question as well. Who do you think helped you the most in your career? Who was your biggest influence?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I've had some good friends. I've had some good mechanics. Malcolm, my mate, too. I still see him now every week. Known him from being at school. He's a good mechanic. He showed me how to do this tablet tonight to get it going again. Well, I've had help from a lot of people, you know. Eric Bulcock, he helped me a lot. He said, you know, if you want to know when I got that 2-valve Jawa, he said, if you want to know anything about that bike, just come to my house. I'll show you how to strip it, how to clean it, how to rebuild it, how to do this, that, and other. I'll give you any advice you want. So he was very good, you know. And it's nice when somebody like, you know, because I once went to Halifax. I think I went with Carl Glover and his cousin. And I'd never been to Halifax, and I'd just got this new 2-valve Jawa, and I rode around it flat out. And then I think I did 4 or 5 laps. I got a puncture, and I'm pushing my bike back, and they shouting out at fans, "Oh, Wyer, what's your name? Where do you come from?" And all that. And I'm shouting, "Doug Wyer," and they didn't know who it was. And I think that would be about 1970 when I got that first Jawa. And I flew around, and Eric Woolcock says to me, "There's only one bloke who rides around Halifax like that, and that's me," he said. I said, "Oh, that's great then." So I did like Halifax. But the first time I went, they were all shouting, "What's your name? And where do you come from? And who do you ride for?" And all that. I didn't ride for anybody. Berwick. In fact, I don't think I was even riding for Berwick then, before I went to Berwick. But anyway, yeah.
Any regrets, Doug, at all?
Yeah, there's not regrets really. I'd like to have done better. But you know, I think everybody could say I'd like to do better. Even though I haven't had 6 world titles, he'd like to have done better if you asked him. You know, well, yeah, no, I just did my best. I'm just a lad out at the village. didn't know nothing about engines, didn't know nothing about nothing really, and just fell into it really. And it was difficult, but not that difficult. I soon taught myself how to do it. Because where I used to work, they were great big slaggy, great big from a pit, and massive. And they eventually, I kept watching them through the window while I was working, taking it away, until it was a great big flat level thing like coal dusting and coal bits, and I used to call it tip. And I went and made 3 tracks on there and taught myself how to start. My uncle used to get some elastic off his car door handle and let it go, and that'd be me, and we'd do some starts, we'd move up, move forward, move back when it was slicker. And I made some tracks, and quite a few people used to come down sometimes, some to watch and some to have a ride. And coppers would come and take us off one day. You've got to come, you can't make that noisy, because we had no silencers in them days, they were loud, even with 2-valve Java. And so, well, sorry, but I'm trying to get into Speedway team at Sheffield. Oh, don't matter about that, you got to go. So, but anyway, give him an hour, I'd go back. And sometimes, if they change shifts, copper won't come. Sometimes the same copper would come. I've sent you off once. I said, no, but I'm trying to learn something, aren't I? And you got to go. So I'd go off. But I used to take 5 gallons of fuel and a gallon of oil. And I'd stop there all day if I could. Because it's just practice. Time on the bike. That's what you need. You can't learn it reading a book. You can't learn it doing, once a week. It's everyday job.
Trying to get this man on as well, David Norris. I'd like to do an interview with him. He's just put. I remember the flyer making the British finals as a National League rider. Tassel.
Yeah. Yeah, you've just got to get stuck in. It's that kind of game, and you haven't got to be shy. You haven't got to fear pain or anything really. If you do, you're not going to do it. It's so hard to learn. Hanging off a bike like that and no brakes. Well, you don't want brakes anyway, but people say, oh, no brakes. No brakes. But it's such a hard thing to do, But when you can master it, it's just a piece of cake. It's just what you do every day. I used to ride as often as I could when I was learning, and I never turned a meeting down when I was riding anyway. As long as I could make it.
Pretty good, David. Anyway, do you watch the Speedway now much, Doug? Do you watch the?
Yeah, I watch. Yeah, I've been to quite a few Grand Prix in my time. Particularly Poland. I like the Polish ones. I watched on telly. I go to Sheffield every week when it's on, and occasionally go to Scunthorpe to watch. Depends who's there. I still follow Speedway. The Grand Prix this last year, I thought was fairly poor, some of them, track wise. But yeah, I mean, they've got a totally different technique in riding now, and the bikes are so different, and they're going really quick. I mean, at Sheffield, some of the races are won in like 62 seconds. Well, I did 65.1 or something in 1977. But the riding fence bottom now, only because they've got an air fence. I mean, we used to never move from white line. If you broke track record at Sheffield, you're on white line, shortest way around. So they're going quicker, but the times aren't that much quicker. And but they ride in hell of a speed, and they ride around outside. So I don't know whether laydowns are the thing to have or not. I don't particularly like them, but it doesn't bother me.
Let's start with Sheffield then. So who when you go to watch at Sheffield, who excites you to watch him? Who would get you off your seat at Sheffield that you like watching race?
Well, there's quite a few. Chris Harris for one. Mind you, he's hit airbag time or 2 at Sheffield this last year. There's some good riders. We've got some good riders in our team, haven't we? We've got I can't remember the name now. Is it Moselak, one of them? I don't know what they call him.
Yeah, Tobias Moselak,
Yeah, he's a good one. And and young Alder's a good one. Jack, he's flying. He's good. I think other year we were supposed to be trying to sign Nicky Pedersen. You know, obviously it didn't turn out, but now he's going to Peterborough, isn't he? So I can't wait to see him at Sheffield.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think that would get a few
pigeons. He's a rider after my own heart, him, you know. But I mean, he's a bit harder than what I were. He can soon knock you off or do something, whatever. But it does get stuck in, and that's what I like to see. And anyway, it'll be interesting to see how it goes around Sheffield.
Yeah, I think it'll get a few more fans in the stadiums, I would have thought, for sure. Yeah. I think everyone will want it.
And of course, we've got Ipswich have got a good rider come now, haven't they?
Yeah, Emil.
Yeah.
Emil and Doyle, that'd be a strong pairing.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a strong team now, Ipswich, you know. I think they'll go pretty near.
David's just come on a bit late, though. He's just said about when did you last ride a Speedway bike? We've been talking about that.
Well, last week.
He's still on it.
Yeah.
Mr. Norris,
I got my mates last week. I did. Yeah, a lay down. A bike he bought used to belong to Ulrich Oostergaard.
Oh, yeah.
And he's finding it's a bit too much for him at the moment, but he's only learning. It's a fast thing. Yeah. I had to go on that last week. Not the week before, I can't remember. Yeah. Yeah, they still excite me. You know, doing a start, it's the best thing. You know, full throttle and drop clutch. That's a great feeling. Yeah.
I'll ask you, I've got a few more if that's all right to ask you these last few.
No, I've lost track of time. I've no idea what time it is.
Done a couple of hours or so. They soon fly by, Doug, when we do the reminiscing and the questions. It soon flies by.
Yeah.
If I had to push you on it, Doug, who would you say were the 3 best riders you ever competed against in your career? That's difficult.
Well, Hans Nielsen would be one of them, I would say, for definite. I mean, I've ridden against obviously Bruce and all the top riders, really. It's hard to pick a few. I mean, Ivan were exceptional. He left nothing to chance. Yeah. Even Brigo in his day, you know. Yeah. It's very hard to say. You have to think about it for a while. I don't know, to be honest. But I remember Hans Nielsen when he came to Wolverhampton. I met him there. He might have been 17, I don't know. But anyway, I beat him a few times, but I thought he was right at my pipe. I thought, I bet I won't be beating him much longer. That's what I thought to myself. You know, and I like Wolverhampton. I've done Ollie around there. I've done them all around there. But I did like it. But yeah, he was exceptional, I think. Yeah, and I think he broke a fingernail once. I'm not sure he didn't hardly get hurt, did he? You know, he was very good. I don't think he ever got hurt much. Didn't knock himself about. Yeah, he was a good rider. Eric Gunderson, I liked him. He's a good kid, smashing lad. He was a good rider. I mean, there's been a lot of good riders. Peter Collins, I mean, if you beat him, you know you'd had a good ride. You know, but I've had a maximum of 2 at Bellevue, you know, and I've done them at Sheffield, and you know, it's just every time you meet him, you might win, you might not. But as regards the big prizes, never got one. So, and Peter Collins only got one more world title than me. When you look at it, I mean, I thought Peter, when he was going, he'd have had a few world titles, but obviously it didn't come his way, did it? You know.
Obviously, even saying what happened to your bike, just any little things.
Yeah, well, you know, you can't change what's happened, can you? It's just gone. You want to get it either happens at that moment or it doesn't, and then that moment's gone. It never comes back. You know. But I won a couple of rides in World Finals, so that's, you know, I'm pleased about that. But I you know, not getting my bike back, I was disappointed when I realised how, you know, what happened. I don't even know why we didn't go looking for it. In fact, I've had nightmares about it, to be honest. Too late now, like. But anyway, I've been around the world 50 times and it's cost me nothing really. So
yeah.
You know, I've raced everywhere they've had Speedway in a way, really. So most countries anyway.
Great experience.
So So I've got no complaints.
Tony's just look, Tony Little's just put. Was there any rider you didn't like riding against?
Yeah, anybody that could beat me. No, not really. No, no. I mean, some riders get a bad reputation, don't they? But no, I didn't bother about them. I looked after myself as much as I could. That's all you can do, really. Look after number one, score as much as you can, and go home and come back next day. Keep in one piece. That's main thing. But I've had 20 good years. I've loved it all, and I still like it. So when I'll stop riding, I don't know. Probably when I'm 90.
If you could give some good advice to any youngster out there, Doug, that was wanted to become a pro speedway rider, what would you say to those guys?
I'm not really sure what you could say today. You need some of the big bank balance to get you going, don't you? I mean, I don't suppose you can start like I started, with a £50 bike, and I don't know. I saw what they call him the other night. He got his first speeder bike when he was 6, didn't he, Yano? When I was 6, I'd all want to have a little push bike. My mum and dad had no money. He said, if you want a motorbike, you'll have to help buy it yourself. So I started work when I was 12, every Saturday, Sunday, selling ice cream in the back of an ice cream van, £1 a day. Well, £1 a weekend, 10 bob a day. So by the time I was 15, I started work, and then when I was 16, I got enough money to buy myself a Royal Enfield Crusader Sports, which were one at best, in my eyes, 250s. Looked like a big bike anyway. It weren't. Yeah. And I got off a bus coming home from work, and I run all the way around the village because I thought I'd get there before the bus, because I couldn't wait to get on my bike. And I got there, and the bus pulled up at the same time. And then I ran out of breath, so I couldn't kick it up. I just wanted to get on that bike on my 16th birthday. Yeah, I bought it a month before, but they don't let me ride it. Couldn't ride it. But yeah, I've always been a two-wheeler, and yeah, I like bikes. I'll never not like them.
No,
I like nice cars as well, but bikes are the thing, aren't they?
Is there any other sports you like watching, or is there any other sports you like watching? Yeah,
I watch. Yeah, I like to watch. I'm not a Formula One man, but I watch MotoGP and World Superbikes. I've been to Isle of Man a couple of times. I've been to Ireland to watch Irish racing. They're great. Road racing in Ireland. I've been over there a few times. I just like to watch bikes, really. Yeah, I don't mind watching motocross. I don't mind watching ice racing, anything. I mean, them 2 years I did on ice were blooming great. I loved it. And they're not hard to ride, you don't have to lean them over. They're not hard, but it's just the spikes put people off, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, So, I mean, I went to Russia. I'd never ridden one, and I got 6th place, didn't I? So it's not that hard, is it? But I'd done some speedway, but not a lot. But I found it easy.
Were the riders there, Doug? Were they pissed off, or were they to see you just come in, just literally?
The Russians couldn't talk to them, could we? No, we had an interpreter, but I didn't say what he said. They didn't bother us. No, they're all right. They shake hands and well done, all right. But to do that, never had a ride on one. Must have been lucky or something. I don't know. The world semi-final were a bit tougher when we went to Ufa. That were a bit tougher. World champions and previous world champions were all there in that one, so we didn't get there. We didn't get any points. No, enough points to get through to a world final. I mean, I think that first meeting we had in Moscow. I think second day. I think I think Eric had a toilet problem. I don't know. He didn't ride anyway. He didn't want to do it.
You
No,
didn't want to do it again.
no,
Put him off for
no.
life.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. But it was a great trip. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It's the first place I'd ever been anyway. So to fly to Moscow with a brand new passport, I've never been anywhere. Unbelievable. But anyway, I did it. So,
David's just like, well, Peter's only got one more title than me. Boy, Doug needs a spot in the media. Great guy.
yeah. Well, you know, we had some great times. I mean, we used to go to Poland. You know, they'd take 2 English teams to Poland, and we'd go down to Heathrow about 7 in the morning, and we'd push bikes into terminal, and you know, and everybody's there waiting with the tickets, and then we'd take them out onto tarmac and lift them up into a Polish plane. You know, big propeller job, 4 propellers, and they'd get 14 bikes and 14 blokes and 2 team managers, and off we'd go. We'd land in the military airfield somewhere, Christ knows where. And a lorry there, put 7 in there, there you go, 7 in there, there you go. And cars and vans and people take you. Have 2 meetings, come back, meet at this big hotel, have a big pop up, you know, plenty of vodka and all that. And then take you back to airport and fly straight home. And we'll be back into Heathrow about 10:30 at night, because the afternoon meeting. Yeah. And then we'd drive home. That was it. Where did you go today? I went to Cleefels. Where did you go? I've been to Poznan. Yeah, and rode Speedway and come back. Yeah, we did that quite a few times. You just take 2 teams at once, call them A and B team. Yeah. So, you know, it's non-stop travel when you get going.
Barney's just got a selfie with Jack Miller last week.
All right. Oh, he's a good rider. Road racer, Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of there. That's pretty cool.
Aye.
I was going to ask you the atmosphere stroke. What was the team camaraderie, as you want to call it, or whatever, like between all the English, British guys, or whatever you want to call it? Because obviously you guys were a hell of a lot of number 1s, 3s, 5s, whatever you want to call them. But all you guys be together in England, but obviously you guys were number 1s against each other all the time in the British League. Was it always good, or was it like?
Well, when you join up together, I mean, British Lions ones. We're all from different teams, really, but more or less. But we're all great mates, and we help each other, you know, because it's 7 men against all Australia. You know, we'd have our 7 men, and they might use 34 blokes during tour, you know, because Australia's so big. I mean, sometimes they won't even fly Billy Sanders from Sydney to Perth. It's like going halfway around the world, because they've got their own local people that ride that track all the time. And they're just nearly as good. Well, they thought they were. So yeah, we all got on well together. You know, we didn't. No, we never fell out. I mean, you've got to stick together as a team then, because you're 7 blokes against all Australia, and you know, they don't want you to win, and we don't want to lose. So, but we only lost 1 series, I think, when I went anyway. I think we lost 1. But they're great. It's a great experience. I mean, Aussies, they love it. You know, they love it, and they've got some big fast tracks, and they like the Speedway. They do like it. It's a bit waning now, a bit same as England. You know, I mean, I don't think they'll ever have a crowd like in Katowice again for a world final. I can't see that happening again. But I mean, it's a strange thing. It's expensive to go to now, isn't it? It's going to be £22 or something to go in. 15 minutes of racing, or 15 minutes and 20 seconds or something, you know, 61 seconds ago. And there's no second half, and there's no trophies going around, you know. I mean, they should give public a bit more for their money, really, I think. But anyway, what do I know? But 15 minutes or 16 minutes, because they do a start, you know, and it's a false start. Oh, back in that clutch cooler comes out, you know, engine cooler comes out, they tipping it tips. You know, I watched all big lads at Scunthorpe last week. All of them are riding now. They're all having a practice. They're doing 10 laps, you know, and then they're going like that one for that last lap coming down, you know, one wheel. They got 10 laps. So all that business, it's just a waste of time for me. It's boring, and people get fed up with that kind of stuff. I mean, it's not necessary to have a false start and bring all bikes back and bring all tettle out just for sip of. I'm using an egg cupful, probably not a thimbleful. So it does my head in, that kind of stuff. As an ex-rider, I think it's pants. It's not good.
As well, I used to go, geez, messing about with clutches.
Yeah, I know, but no, I don't get it. But it's the modern way, ain't it?
Yeah.
All we've got to look forward to now is Nicky Pedersen coming for Sheffield for us. That's what I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I think I'll try and get down to Oxford.
I think he'll he'll put catamount pigeons, I think.
Yeah, I think he's going to bring some crowd.
I like him. I've spoken to him a few times. Yeah, he's all right. I do like him. I like a bloke that gets stuck in, even if sometimes he might take it a bit too far. Still good to watch. If you had 7 of them in a team, you'd know.
Characters like that anyway, so
It'd be good.
it'd be good to watch. Well, Doug, I've really enjoyed it, mate. I really appreciate your time. What a great couple of. I appreciate that.
I've enjoyed it as well, talking a bit about what I know and some I don't know.
Yeah.
But
it's
been good. I've enjoyed it, and my old tablets held on.
Yeah, it has been. It's been spot on, hasn't it?
Yeah,
good internet.
Yeah, it's been good.
Been spot on, mate. I really
thanks for
enjoyed
having us anyway, and thanks for everybody for listening.
Pleasure's all mine, mate.
Don't forget Wyer out when he goes down to Paradise Wildlife Park. Get your order in for a great drawing. Anybody you want. Aye. It's good.
Very good.
Aye.
In the background there, look.
Aye.
Get yourself one of them.
Yeah, well, not necessarily me, but he does loads of others.
Yeah,
He's taking a selection down there anyway.
So. I've seen it on Facebook. So you guys can check it out on there and get them in. Thanks very much, Doug. Appreciate your time.
All right, then, Lee. Thanks a lot, and thanks for all the listeners. I've really enjoyed myself. I hope they might have learned something. You never know.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, then.
We'll keep in touch, Doug. Thanks, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, then.
Thank you.
See you later. Thanks.
What a legend, Doug. Brilliant. Awesome. Brilliant. Awesome. Cheers, Barney. Hope you've been enjoying looking at your photos. Stop showing the nice weather. You've had the radiators on today. Jesus. It's cold in the UK, mate. You're in the right place. How long are you out there for still? Hope you're enjoying it. Trying to see the names now, the people that have. Oh, that was Stephen Galbraith. Thanks, buddy. Brilliant trip down memory lane. Thanks, Doug and Lee. Finished off 3 Goats Nights of Vintage. Yes, thank you, Andrew. Been a busy few nights. It's been about like I said, it was about 5 months ago I did the American motocross legend Jeff Stanton. So back on it now. If anyone there didn't see that, no, Pedersen was awesome on Monday night. You can check that out on my YouTube channel. That was really good. I did a so funny last night as well with Russ Jarman motocross one. It was literally, we did 3 hours and it was just like wetting ourselves the whole time. It was absolutely crazy. You should check that out. It's hilarious. But yeah, for some of those that maybe didn't see that at the start, I got these were cool. We're doing my obviously reunion 3, April 29th and 30th down in Devon. You guys should come down. We got Andy Graham's riding and Bradley Wilson Dean's riding, but a few of the guys give me a little shout out, which was awesome. As you can imagine, right, fanboy me, I was buzzing with these. Didn't think I'd see these guys say my name. It's pretty cool.
Hi everyone, just a little message from Lee Ashby. He's got his 3rd Speedway and motocross reunion on 29th and 30th of April. He says it's going to be really good, so try and be there.
See what the professor says. Oh, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, hi everyone. Just wanted to catch up. Lee Ashby, obviously, with his big weekend on the 29th and 30th of April at Whiteway, Barton, a Speedway and motocross festival over the weekend. I'm sure it's going to be an awful lot of fun. And if the weather behaves, of course, it'll be extra special. Lots of racing, lots of people to catch up with. I'm sure the social scene will be red hot as well. So please get yourself down there. Lee Ashby's put a huge amount of effort into this, so he'll be delighted to see a good turnout. And I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun and catching up with a lot of old friends. So 29th and the 30th of April down at White Way, Barton. Enjoy yourselves.
Cheers, Cal, legend. Any of you legends want to do a cheeky video, 30-second video? Be cool if any of you legends want to do that. Nice one, Steady. Hope you're good, buddy. Like I said, we'll sort out. I'd like to sort out one with you, please, mate. Trust me, everyone would be enjoy that one. Top man. Cheers, Philip. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Who put that? Love that one. That was Stephen Galbraith. Already said that one. Yeah, stop showing the flipping beaches and the pools and the sun. You enjoy it, mate. It's good to see you having a great time. It looks amazing. Fair play. I don't want to get on a plane for an hour, so let alone that time. Cheers, Tony. Thanks, mate. Great to have everyone on tonight. And I will get this recording out there tomorrow, put it in the groups and stuff for everyone. If any of you guys want to share the post or whatever, so more people can see it, it'd be great. Want to see as many fans as possible to get to see it. It's really cool. I will be putting out there who I'll do next week, so I'm going to try and do a couple a week again. So I'll keep you all updated. Like I said, I've spoke to Barry Briggs on email, and he's going to do one with me, so that'd be really cool. I just spoke to Niels Christian Everson the other day. Just spoke to Nigel Flatman. Who else did I speak to? I spoke to Nicky Pedersen. Been chasing him for a while. And I'm like, come on, Nicky, you've doing the Danish team manager job now and riding at Peterborough. Let's get it on. And because he told me there was some news coming. So I thought, oh, that sounds good. What's that then? And then obviously it turns out it was the Peterborough thing. So I wonder what that was. That's exciting. And I think that's going to put a few more people into the stadiums this year, I'm sure, with that. So that'd be exciting. And obviously Emil Saifutinov as well is coming to Ipswich to join Doyley at Ipswich to spearhead them guys. So that's going to be exciting as well. So I presume everyone's going to want to get down and see these sort of riders. Pedersen, I know a couple of years ago before the COVID, we were all super excited when Pedersen was going to be at Sheffield and Crumpy was back. And obviously it all went tits up with the old COVID. So it's great. Now it's looking exciting this year for the British Speedway. And I'll be looking to get down to the most local one for me now would be Oxford with no Swindon. But I did hear the other day when I spoke to Roscoe that the sound barrier was going up at the track. So read into that as you will. But that sounded good to me. So we'll see what happens with that. Thanks, Pete. No problem, buddy. So yeah. I'm looking to hopefully I'll see a load of you down there, maybe for down Oxford. I did go to Oxford for the opening night last year and had a great night and spent a fair bit of time with Barney. That was really cool. Did meet Chris Harris. I've done one with him, but I'm doing a live one with Chris Harris hopefully soon. Spoke to him about that. That was cool to meet him personally. Same with Barney. And then got to meet Hans Nielsen as well. That was brilliant. Trying to give Barney a run for his money on selfies, but can't get anywhere near Barney with selfies. But I have got many cool selfies with some idols and heroes for the last 2 or 3 years, so that's been really cool. But yeah, no one's touching Barney on selfies. So that was cool to get a selfie with him at Oxford. Someone chasing him up. Yeah, that was good. So yeah, that was cool down that opening night at Oxford, and it looks a bloody great setup, and everything's all like new pits on the back straight now, not under the old tunnel that there used to be there then back in the day, didn't it? It's not there now. I believe you sort of park now over the business park only across the road. It's like a few minutes walk. That was sound. They even put like a bus thing on if you want to go on that. I actually went on it for some reason the first time I went on and got to speak to a few fans. A couple of fans said they'd seen my interviews, and I was like, bloody hell. yeah, and we had a good chat on that little thing, and it literally was a bit of a pointless when I got on there, and literally like 2 minutes we were there. So yeah, I did walk back after having fun with Barney. My buddy, he bought me. I think I remember nicking chips, and I think he bought me a Red Bull because I was trying to be a good boy and not drink alcohol. But yeah, it's been great fun. It's really cool to get because I'm a proper fanboy of all these riders, so it's just super cool. And I'd be like ringing my missus up and saying, and she goes, "Who's that?" and stuff like that. It's quite funny. Oh, she's even said, "Look, is tomorrow for me?" She's lost me for 3 nights, so she said, "Oh, it'll be good. We can have a nice night tomorrow night." I went, I said, "Oh, Doug's sorted out his tablet now, so we can still do it." She was like, "Oh, okay." I hadn't even had no tea yet. Oh, brilliant. You're a legend, Barney. Be good to see you again. Hopefully, I'll probably see you at Oxford. He came down to my reunion 3 in Oxford at Cullen last year as well. That was really cool to see him. And he come up to the commentary, and my mum loved seeing him on the gate as well when he came through. I think they had a picture as well. Oh, that's nice. Loads of love in the Speedway family. Hopefully I get to meet Gary personally soon as well and get him on with an interview as well. That'd be cool. But yes, Lainey, tomorrow will be for you. Lucky she still wants me. Bless her. She's a keeper. My new wife and all that. So I'll shame not back to the 15th of April. You're not back to the 15th of April. Shame not back to the 15th of April. Legend. Yes, so yeah, hopefully we can get as many people down there as we want. It's all free to get in as well, free entry and free camping, and it's bank holiday weekend for our meeting down in Devon. It's basically in Newton Abbot, pretty much like opposite of Newton Abbot, where the track is. Whoa, awesome! So you're at New Zealand next? Bloody hell! That's an amazing trip you're on then, buddy. A lot of travelling and a lot of sightseeing and a lot of rider catching up with. I see. Very cool. Looks like I've got a few messages on my Facebook I need to catch up with and a few booking in hopefully for the reunion. It's going well now. I think we're up to like 200 riders now when I counted earlier, so that's good. It's going in the right direction now. We had well over 500, well over 300 riders for both first 2 reunions, which was utterly incredible. You know, a pure pipe dream to having that many riders. There's not many places in the country that get that, so that was mega. And yeah, proper. Can't wait for that now. So it's 2 months now. So we've got 2 months. Hopefully I'll get a few more riders in, and should be an amazing weekend. Lots of British motocross legends, and like I said, Andy Graham's riding, and Bradley Wilson Dean's even racing as well. Got used to myself instead. So thanks for you all coming on tonight. Great to spend an evening with you again, and I will keep you all updated on what I'm going to do the next few weeks. Get the posts out there. Like I said, I'll put. I've already put the Yano Pedersen link for my YouTube out there, and obviously I'll do the same tomorrow as well with Doug's. So, like I said, if you appreciate if you share any of it, and we get more Speedway fans to see him. It's free to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. You want to get on the YouTube channel, you'll see Barney's interview on there. So many legends on there. You should check it all out. So many people still don't know about it. So the more people can help share it and stuff, I just want to get fans to see them all. It's super cool to do them. Hopefully plenty more to come. Now I'm back on it. Back in with the zest. So I'm going to leave it with my dad's quote that he always said to me at the end of his days, bless him. There he is, with the old Ashby leathers that a lot of you remember. Robin's Super Reserve, or at number 2. Yeah, he said he always said to me, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao, everyone. Good night and God bless. See you all soon.